Loy, I see you. I think you're the first person joining me tonight. How are you? Texas, I see you. Chicks, good evening. Happy bank holiday Monday. Taro Benjamin, I see you. Good evening. Hiya, good evening. Love is light that's within me, shine to the whole world. I hope we are keeping well. Happy bank holiday Monday. It's been a lovely day, to be honest. Yes. Inside, yes, happy Monday. Welcome, Elliot. I see you. Good evening. Thank you, Taiwo. I see you. Thanks for joining. Yeah, you're welcome to Insight. Abiola Jibril, I see you. Good evening. Shine to the whole world. Yeah. I hope we are keeping well and happy May. I think, yeah, this is our first live on this wonderful month, May. May this month bring peace and joy and hope and love our way. Yes, thank you for just joining. You're welcome to Insight with FunmiRoyal today, the 4th of May 2026. Mary Jane, I see you. Good evening. Please help me share this live to your friends, your followers. Let them be part of this crucial talk we're going to be having today. It's very important we talk about this, especially, if I anywhere in the world, really. I wanted to say especially in this Western world, but then anywhere in the world, my mental well-being really matters. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world. As long as you're human, you're alive, you need to look out for your mental well-being. So we're looking at this topic today, my mental well-being. Anna, good evening. As usual, if you're just joining, I'll always give a talk so that we get a bit of perspective to our focus, our angle of focus today. Hanan, thank you so much. Linda, I see. Is that you, Linda Lucky? Hey, wow, good evening to you. Happy new month. I see you. Is it Giari? Giari Ply, I see you. Good evening. Judges Plate, good evening. Welcome to Insight with FunmiRoyal. I hope you're good. On Monday, we'll talk about individual talks that we tend to shy away from talking about. We dare ourselves to, change our mindset as positively as possible. Yeah, so if you're just joining or if it's your first time, you're welcome. Digger John, I see you. It's been a while. I hope you are good. Disciple Nation, it's been a while as well. Good to see you here. Linda Lucky, if you're still there, I hope you are good. It's been a while. Dearest sister, I hope life is good. Ododo, good evening. I'm going to go into my talk shortly, but just waiting for another minute or so. And then we'll go into our talk, try to expand this as much as possible, give us, that perspective to it. Let's think about it. There's so many aspects of my mental well-being, but I'm going to be focusing on, what we are focusing on today. Otherwise, it tends to get out of control sometimes. Big Show, good evening. Faith, I see you. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining. Please help me share this live to your friends. And as you're joining in, you can tap on your screen, like this live, heart me, just help me share, or you can repost on your page actually. Let people be part of this talk. We need to talk about this. There are certain talks, especially from where I'm from, that is like a taboo. You don't talk about these things. But you know what? The world is evolving, culture is even evolving, and so many things. You can't be suffering in silence and not just say nothing. General, I see you. Thanks for joining. We talk about these things because we need to look out for ourselves. We can't just be quiet, and people are suffering mentally and they cannot voice out, they cannot, share what they're going through just because they might be shamed, or they are feeling ashamed themselves, or they don't want to be the talk of town, and they just bottle a lot of things up. And you find out that some people, eventually would finish off themselves. I don't want to be too direct here, but we're on TikTok, we need to be mindful. A lot of mental illness out there that we're not looking at, we're not talking about, yet is affecting us as individuals, is affecting our level of living, is affecting our level of production, is affecting our relationship life, affecting almost all areas of our life. So dare we talk about it here today and not be shy about these things, because really it's affecting us, people. Josie Fair Dixon, I see you. GMF, thank you for joining. Martin, I see you. Good evening. So I'm going to go into my talk and break it down some more. I love to say that. So we're looking at my mental well-being. It's personal and yet not personal, because if I'm not functioning well, it's going to affect everything that I do, whether personally or publicly. It's going to affect a lot of things. Pastor Sympathy, I see you. DE, I see you. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Thank you for joining me on Insight today. I don't know this setting. Maybe I pressed something there. Hopefully it's all right. Beautiful. Thank you for joining, Josie. You are welcome once again. So I'm going to go into this talk, try to break it down as much as possible, that we have that understanding. CC, you are welcome. Help me share this live to your friends. And as you're joining, please click on your screen, like this live. Let's invite other people. Let's talk about our mental well-being. And I give this a subtitle, Taking Responsibility for My Mind. Fatu, good evening. So, like I said, today we'll be talking about this deeply personal topic, my mental well-being. I'm going to be referring to a lot of me here because I know it's a personal topic. Occasionally I might say you, but when I'm saying this, it's just so that each individual listening, thank you Josie for the likes, we can, kind of personalize it and reflect on this. Where are you in terms of your mental well-being? Are you proud of where you are at? Bode Matthew, I see you. Jan, Level Up with S, I see you. Thank you guys for joining in. So it's a deeply personal topic, my mental well-being. So it's not just a concept, but it's a daily responsibility, because the truth is, before I can function well in my career, in my relationship, or my purpose, I must first be well within me. Otherwise, every other thing will be affected. I wouldn't know how to pronounce this name now. Let me try. Quadasmile, I think. Good evening. Thank you for joining. Abtolag, I see you. Barry BPL, good evening to you. Thank you for joining. Leslie, good evening. You're almost gone past me there. Good evening. Good to have you today. I hope you enjoyed your 1 week off Insight. Yeah, we missed you here, but good to have you back. Oh, thank you for the heart me. So, like I said, I can't function well if my mental well-being is nothing to write home about. God's grace, Shan, I see you. Good evening. So let's look at what is mental well-being. What is mental well-being? Mental well-being is not simply the absence of stress or problem, but it is the ability to think clearly. In recent time, think about it. Are you able to think clearly? Have you been thinking clearly? Because I remember this is one of the few questions we would ask clients, coming in for the first time. Are you optimistic about the future? Have you been thinking clearly? Have you been making decisions well? Have you been feeling useful? All those kind of questions. And just to kind of gauge where they're at mentally. It was hard work. I think we all missed you guys. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry about that. Abioye, you are welcome. Yeah, but it's good to have you here anyways. So, mental well-being is managing emotions effectively, and you can only do that with a sound mind. Again, it is coping with life's challenges because they will come. As you're sorting one challenge, another one is surfacing. Sometimes it's like endless, it just seems so endless. It's like, oh, you need a break. You do need a break. We need breaks from time to time. And if your mind, our mind is always working, we're not getting adequate rest. I don't want to jump my note, but mental well-being is coping with life's challenges adequately and also is maintaining that inner balance. Otherwise, everything outside of you will not be balanced as well. So it's about how I process my thoughts, how I process my situation, because sometimes it gets so overwhelming and sometimes people can't handle it. It's just too much for their mindset, and that's why they start having suicidal ideation and stuff like that, and some go ahead to even plan and eventually carry that out. So it is about how you see yourself and your world around you. Stephen, I'm just going to leave you as Stephanie. Oh, Stephanie. See, maybe I should go and wear my glasses now. Good evening, Stephanie. I hope you're good. Thank you, God's grace. Help me like this live. Help me share to your friends. Let them be part of this very crucial talk. So, why my mental well-being? Why does it even matter? Why do you think it matters? Because everything in one's life flows from the mind. It flows from the mind. My decisions, my reactions, my relationship, my productivity. If my mind is overwhelmed, I will struggle to focus. Oh dear. Oh, Mark, thank you. Thank you for that shell energy. Yay. Like, I need that energy, to be honest with you. I think my voice is almost going for whatever reason. Thank you so much for the heart to me. Thank you. I hope you're going to stay, or you're just stopping by and dashing off. Good evening. Thanks for joining. Happy Bank Holiday Monday to you. So I'm saying if my mind is overwhelmed, I will struggle to focus. And of course, it's going to affect a lot of things that I need to do. If my mind is negative, I will limit my potential. That's what it means. You stay for a while. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. If my mind, is not okay in the right place, I'll find that I'm unstable. I make poor decisions, and poor decisions, poor productivity, poor everything really, poor communication, poor connection, poor everything you can think of. But when my mind is healthy, of course, I'm going to think clearly. I will respond wisely because you think twice, back and forth, mull over it, and then you make reasonable decision because your mind is intact, or your mindset is intact. And again, when your mind is healthy, you will grow intentionally, because then you can think clearly. Okay, you need to grow in this area. You're good for now in this particular area because your mind is okay. Your mind is healthy, and you can easily tell, oh, something is wrong. You need to sort it out. But when your mind is unhealthy, you make all these poor decisions. You're not thinking adequately. You're not even thinking clearly. You even make decisions. People are like, are you sure about this decision? They're like, oh yeah, just do it. They will question your mental well-being, to be honest with you, especially if you're the type that you're always on point in your decision making, and now something is just gone wrong and you're not thinking clearly because something is just gone wrong up there. So taking ownership of my mental state, it has to do with you. Like I say, it's a personal talk today, and as I'm giving this talk, I need you to reflect inwardly and check, where is your mental state right now? Where are you? Can you say you're healthy mentally speaking? Or can you say you're struggling? Can you say it's poor? Can you say, boy, I'm on top of things? Well, if you are on top of things, kudos to you. But then, you can still do better, I believe so. So one of the most important realization is this: I am responsible for my mental well-being. Not my doctor, not even my spouse, not my children, not my in-laws, not my outlaws, not my under-law, whatever law it is. They are not responsible for your mental well-being. Of course, they contribute to it in a way, but you're solely responsible for your mental well-being. So while I may not control everything that happens to me, I mean, we cannot control everything, we can control how we respond to a situation. We can control how we do not want to respond to a situation. We control how we focus on certain events, certain situations. Is it time to just let go? Is it time to fight? If your mind is not in the right place, sometimes it's time to let go and you're fighting. And people will look at you in a foolish way, in a funny way. So your mind, your mental well-being is really important. And like I said, every individual in the world has to be focused on this. You need to pay attention to this. It doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman, whether you're an Asian, Black American, Black African, whatever. We all have a mindset. And if it's not healthy, it's going to affect you and then the people around you. Again, when you're in control, it means that what I allow in my mind, when you're in control, certain things you will not allow. But when you're not in control mentally, you just find that anything goes. Anything goes. And then the outcome obviously will be anything as well, which may not be pleasing to you. So this shift from blame to responsibility is very powerful. You cannot blame people how you react to certain things. I mean, a situation can arise where people will say something to you, and I mean, no matter who you are, even if you're Saint Mary, you will get angry. But in your mind, you choose to not be angry, because my Bible says anger lies in the bosom of fools. So how I respond really would matter, and it's all down to me. People will say stuff, people will do stuff, but how do I respond to it? If my mind is healthy, I will respond adequately. If my mind is unhealthy, trust me, sometimes you just go all out and fight and do what, and at the end of the day, you sit and regret it, and the damage is done already. So we really need to look after our well-being, our mental well-being. It's very important. We own the sole responsibility of looking after our mind. So let's see how we can manage our thoughts. Not every thought deserves to stay. And this is why sometimes when I have clients, the first session is always very exciting in a way. Sometimes they're all full on crying or whatever it is. But the first session, I'm like, okay, I've read the assessment note. I know what to kind of expect. But sometimes some have been waiting on that waiting list for so long. Other issues of life has piled up in their lives. So in a way, the assessment form is not really doing justice to where they're at. So when they come and they say all sorts, they pour and pour and pour, you're just there, holding that space. And in your mind, you're already thinking that, you're thinking of one or two strategies, one or two things you're going to say to them to challenge them and all of that. But not every thought deserves to stay. I remembered I had a client, and the plan was they were supposed to have 6 sessions. I think by the 3rd session, or is it the 3rd or 4th session, we got talking and we got to, do you actually love yourself? I asked this question. I said, do you love yourself? Because it sounds to me like you're so particular about this person loving you, that person not loving you, all this, that, and I'm like, she's so fixated on that. And then I asked, do you actually love yourself? You yourself, do you love yourself? And the person said, oh, that sounds funny. I said, oh, funny, how? Because it feels selfish, or what was the word they used? I'm like, selfish to love yourself? And, it didn't go down well, because these are truths we really don't want to face. We expect people to do, and yet we are not even doing for ourselves. So, I mean, where does that leave people really? And then it got so intense. I noticed, I think it was a telephone client, and I mean, sometimes I wish I could see the body language and all of that, because over the phone, the silence, you have to really be in there to imagine what's going on for this person. And then she said she doesn't think there's anything like self-love. Why would I ask if she loved herself? That she doesn't, that's like, something she's never thought about before. I'm like, wow, this is strange, and We still had 2 or 3 more sessions. Trust me, the next time I called and called, they never picked up. I guess it was too intense. They didn't want to face that reality. Obviously, something was going wrong in their mindset. Because why you don't love yourself and you put it on every other person around you to love you, it's going to be a huge challenge because one, they might not love you the way you want to be loved, and then you will fight them or you will resent them. How are you yourself loving yourself? How is in your mind are you loving yourself? So managing your thoughts goes a long way, and not every thought deserves to stay, especially growing up and you hear all those you're good for nothing and all of that till your teenage years, your young adult life, you're thinking you're not good enough, so you're not trying stuff. Somebody has said you're not good enough and you allow those negative thoughts to stay, and it's even controlling how you're living life. It's really a sad way to live. They miss their moment for change, perhaps. But you know what? Change is never too late. They say better late than never. So we must learn to question negative thoughts all by yourself. That's why I love the fact that you have the ability to self-reflect. Sit down and think about it. All the words you've heard today, has there been anyone that is so negative that is beginning to, stick to your mind and is making you feel funny, making you feel somehow low and all of that? Think about it. Who said it? What circumstances? You have to reflect on these things. Did you put yourself out there to be spoken to that way? Is it something you could have avoided? Question negative thoughts. How did that come to be? Why is it that you're just, processing that only, and not just processing it to do away with it, but you're just even embracing it? Somebody's telling you're good for nothing, and you start believing that over time because you keep hearing that over and over again in your mind. So you have to be mindful. You have to reject limiting beliefs, because when you're having such beliefs in your mind, you're limiting yourself from achieving anything further. That's what it means. It means, oh, you're rejected, dejected, you'll always be on this level. Even if you try anything, you will not go far. All of those negative words just rolling around in your head. And with time, you start believing them. You start, not minding. You don't put any more effort. You don't even think there's anything good that can come out of you. And you start believing that, and it becomes your way of life. How then do you want to affect yourself positively? So replace them with truth and positivity. Somebody says you cannot amount to nothing. Maybe in their world, create your own world and amount to something, period. But I know it's mental. And this is like a battle of the mind. And if you don't have what it takes to fight that battle, you just find yourself limiting yourself in that negative thought. So, from faith perspective, renewing the mind is key to transformation. And that's why I will always refer us to the Bible. The word of God is there to renew us, to transform our mindset. All things have passed away. Behold, all things have become new. How are we transforming our mindset? Especially growing up with all this negativity, negative words. Oh, nobody in your lineage has ever achieved this. You're trying. Why are you even trying? They will say all these words. You go to sleep, you'll be thinking you can never amount to nothing. You sleep, you wake, you're trying to eat. Those words are, I get it. But then the power still lies in your hand. And I'll refer us to the Bible. You can get some self-help books. You can go online and watch videos about positive mindset or positive way of thinking. We have some what we call NATs, negative automatic thoughts, as well as you can find a positive one to it. I always challenge my clients with this. When they bring all this negativity, I say, let's break it down. What are you feeling right now? Shame. Can you find the opposite of shame? Some will say praise, whatever in their own words, they will say, okay, can you see yourself in that light? Oh, some will start crying. Oh, somebody have said, but what are you saying to yourself? What are you saying to yourself? Because somebody said, and you tend to believe that, but what are you saying to yourself? Some have been so paralyzed with negative words such that they can't even find a positive word to anything. You're carrying guilt, you're carrying shame, you're carrying fear, all because somebody has said something. Why not turn that thing to something positive? Sometimes we can't do this by ourselves, and that's why I always say, go for counseling, go to therapy, Go there and process things. Let go of all this negativity, find the positivity, put in there, and begin to live life, the best way possible. So I'm going to mention dangers of neglecting your mental well-being, because there's a whole lot, but I'm going to mention a few bits. At that point, it will take another season before they get to that point again. Well, I know it's hard sometimes, because the mind is like, it's like planting a tree, and the root, sometimes even if you chop it off at the top, the root is still there, it will grow back. So that's why I always try to go back to the basics. And I love it when I have to do a bit of psychodynamics with my clients, because you find out that there are adults right in front of you, but there are issues from their childhood they've not dealt with, and you really have to go back with them all the way. It's painful, it's hard, it's traumatic, but that is the only way. If they don't work things from the past way forward, sometimes they never get over whatever it is. So you cannot start laying new foundation on that old one. It's just a matter of time. It's all going to come crumbling. So let's look at the dangers of neglecting our mental well-being. There's some dangers in there we need to pay attention to. So while I ignore my mental well-being, the effects may not show immediately, because this thing is gradual. But over time, they become serious and far-reaching. And that's where some people just decide to end it all. But that's not the way forward, is it? Tupac. I see you. Good evening. So the first is poor decision making. That's a danger. When your mental well-being is not adequate, is not healthy, you find out that you're making poor decisions all the time. When your mind is overwhelmed, when your mind is unclear, you make impulsive choices you would not ordinarily make, but because your state of mind is not just right, you make impulsive choices, and the consequences will be so grievous, and until you start seeing the consequences before you come to your senses sometimes. Unfortunately, too many people issue is from childhood upbringing. Parenting is a serious matter. I know some people in some generations, my generation really suffered. I won't lie to you. If you're Gen X, is it Gen X we are now? It's only by the grace of God that we are standing the way we are standing, I'm telling you. When your mind is overwhelmed, when your mind is unclear, you will struggle to think critically. You will even struggle to think, let alone critically. When your mind is overwhelmed, you may act out of emotion rather than out of wisdom. Again, another danger is emotional instability. Like I said, this thing, you see, your mind is you. If something goes wrong with your mind, it goes wrong with the whole of you. Some people have some mind issues and it's beginning to affect their body. Maybe something is not flowing right. Maybe they start feeling pain in their head. Some people is migraine, which I'm still going to come to. But another danger is emotional instability. Some people, they're so well dressed. When you see them, it's like, this person looks dapper, they're sharp and all. Just sit with them for 2 minutes. You almost got 911. Something is wrong here. Shan, good evening. Elder Kenneth, good evening. You almost, this person, they're so on point with their dressing and all. But something is wrong upstairs. Something is definitely wrong. And sometimes it might just take a stranger to realize this. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining. So neglecting my mental health can lead to mood swings. You find out that you're up today, down tomorrow, and all sorts. You just have to be in control. If you're not in control, it's going to be in control of you. You find out that you're easily irritable. Anything just irritates you because you're not okay upstairs. Some people face anxiety or constant worry. I remember I had a client, and after so much talk, I said, okay, say I'm a stranger and I want to get to meet you. So if I walked up to you and I introduced myself, oh, I'm Fumi, I'm this, I'm that, how would you introduce yourself to me? And say, oh, my name is so, I'm a warrior. That was the first thing that came. I said, a warrior. If I have enough worries in my life. I want to get to know you. And you're telling me the first thing about you is you worry. I will run, because even myself, I have my own worries that So imagine somebody describing themselves in that way. Obviously, is their state of mind. So if under constant worry, anxiety, and all of that, small issues may begin to feel so overwhelming when we are unhealthy in our mind. Again, burnout and exhaustion is another danger. Without proper care, I may experience mental fatigue. You're just too tired, in fact, so bad that you can't even sleep. You can't rely that you're so tired. You might sit down trying to do work or whatever. You are tired, you're yawning, you're mentally out of it. And the moment you lie down, your eyes are wide open like that. It's part of it. Loss of motivation. When you're not healthy mentally, what's motivating you? Then you ask questions. You feel drained even faster. You feel all of these things I'm mentioning. Burnout affect personal life and your level of productivity. So look after yourself. Look after your mental well-being. Again, another danger is strained relationship. When I am not mentally well, I may withdraw from others because I just don't want to be around people. I just want to be left alone. My friends will call. You see 20 missed calls. Something is telling you, don't even call back. Don't bother. Don't let them bother you. Because you're strained. And it feels like all of your relationship, they're taking a toll on you, trying to maintain the relationship and all of that just because you're mentally drained. Misunderstandings would increase because your mind is too tired to understand nothing. Anything just goes the wrong way. You process it the wrong way. You lash out the wrong way and all of that. And it brings about communication breakdown. When you're not mentally sound, you cannot really communicate well because it will show to other people something is wrong somewhere. So this can damage important relationship. That's another danger. You don't want to mess up all of your relationship just because you're not okay mentally and you're not even admitting to that, let alone getting the right help you need. Another danger is loss of focus and productivity. So a distracted or stressed mind can lead to reduced concentration. You just can't focus. You just cannot concentrate. Your mind is constantly everywhere like that. Unfinished tasks, it decreases your performance. So if you're the type, you don't want to play with your work, you don't want to get queries upon queries till you get to, first time warning and all of that, be mindful because when you're not okay as well mentally, it can decrease your performance. Your level of production will be so low and it will be obvious to whoever is managing your team. Another danger is negative thinking patterns. This one, it's brutal. I've had so many clients, oh my goodness, I can't begin to count. So many. And they hold on to, I remembered, I think this person is in their late 50s or is it late 60s? And they're still going on about, my dad said this, my dad said that. They will never, I'm like, at this age, late 60s. Their dad, and I asked, is their dad still alive? No, this person is dead and gone. But what they said is still haunting their mind and they can't seem to function well in life. I mean, at that age, you would think you're a full-grown man, you should have, just let them go. All those, it's extreme forgetfulness. Oh yeah, when the mind is not right. So you can imagine sometimes the things our mind holds on to, they're not things that are beneficial to us. And then we won't even think, because where we are at mentally, we won't think to try to find something to counter those thoughts. So neglecting mental well-being can result in self-doubt because of all those negative words you've heard. All those negative words have formed your way of thinking, your way of behaving, and it's become a way of life. And now it's like you yourself, you're fed up of yourself, the way you're doing things. And you can't seem to see that light at the end of the tunnel. Fear. It brings fear. It brings pessimism. This thought can limit growth and confidence. Imagine you think a 60-something-year-old person have seen the world, they should have gained experience, wisdom, all of everything. But then they're saying, oh, they don't have confidence. Imagine that. And that is what your mental state of mind can carry if you're not careful. These thoughts can limit your growth and your level of confidence in yourself. Another danger is physical health impact. Mental strain often shows up physically. I tell you few: headaches, constant headache, for no reason headache, try to rest, headache, 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 headache. In the morning you wake up, headache. In the afternoon, headache. Before you go to sleep, headache. Physical health impact of your mental strain. It will show up somehow physically. It's just a matter of time. It will show up when you're fatigued. You find out that you're just tired. And they say, oh, go and lie down and sleep. Your mind is too tired to even sleep. That is the physical impact. You have 10 hours of good time to even sleep, at least 7 hours, but you find out that you can only sleep 2 hours or 2.5 hours because you're mentally strained. Sleep issues, insomnia, you cannot sleep because something is not right upstairs. I remembered during the COVID, I think I shared here before, the medication that I found that was helping, because I had those first set of COVID. My goodness, it was horrible. And my son found, or my friend, a pharmacist, told my son, go to this pharmacy, tell them and he brought it. I wasn't even looking, I don't know the name of the medication. I think it was some paracetamol with caffeine or something. I don't know, it has caffeine in it. And I took that and it was, oh my God, I felt good in few hours. I felt like, oh, I could actually feel something. You know the way the COVID dealt with. If you had the COVID, you will know what I'm talking about. I felt good. And that day, throughout the day, I used that, every 4 hours or whatever you had to use it. And I felt good. I'm like, oh my God, is this how it is to feel okay, at least to a level? Thank you so much for the heart to me. But guess what? At night, I found out that my eyes were like that. I could not sleep or wink. And I'm like, this was not the issue before, because I'll be too tired from doing nothing because your immune system is just down. You just want to sleep and sleep and sleep. But I just found out that at night I couldn't sleep. And I didn't take note of it. So in the morning, I carried on using medicine, tried to eat. Everything was like chewing rubber. You couldn't taste and all of that. I was just using. And then day 2, I did not sleep throughout the night. I'm like, hey, what's going on? It never even occurred to me to check what I was taking. And I took that thing for God knows how many days. And trust me, if I can still remember, I counted almost 14 days of no sleep. Because I was taking this medicine that I didn't realize it had caffeine in it. Me and anything caffeine, coffee, nah. My head, I thought my head was going to explode. I couldn't sleep. I remember then we just, moved house and all. Everybody's sleeping. I'm on Amazon, on whatever site, ordering stuff, just buying stuff because I couldn't sleep. Middle of the night, that's when I'll go shopping. I could not sleep. And I'm like, I'll now put cold towel on my head and put like this. Mind you, the medication worked. I was feeling better. But then insomnia, I couldn't sleep. My mind, I thought my mind was going to explode. Until when I had to redo the COVID test and go submit, and I think I had to go to the library somewhere to go submit. And my phone rang. I'm like, my husband calling. I just left the house. What's going on? And he said, oh, I just realized why you couldn't sleep. I said, tell me, because I'm going out of my mind here. And he said, I just checked the medicine because he too had the COVID. We're both using it, but he takes coffee normally. And he said to me, look, there's caffeine with this medicine we have been taking. I said, oh my goodness, that's why I couldn't sleep. What does that mean? I needed to stop. Because my mind, I was losing my mind. Guys, I can't explain it. Imagine not sleeping for 14 days. My eyes were like, I thought it was going to explode out of the socket, It was bad. And then when I realized that it was that, I said, oh, thank God, thank God. And I remembered I didn't take it throughout that day. The Saturday, we had a women's program. We had to join online, And they gave us like an hour break or 40 minutes break or something. I came here to my living room and I just sat there thinking, how could I have been so foolish? Why did I check the medicine? But then it was working. I felt better, but I couldn't sleep. And I just dozed off, guys. For the first time in 14 days, I dozed off and it felt like I slept for a whole day. And all of a sudden, I just jumped up because maybe somewhere in my subconscious, like a break from I didn't set alarm. By the time I jumped up, I'm like, what time is it? What time is it? They said, Mom, we just slept like 10 minutes. My God, that 10 minutes felt like, and my brain started calming down. See, when something is wrong with your mind, it will affect everything you're doing. I couldn't function, like I was like a zombie. I could not function. The only thing I know is do shopping. I don't know, for whatever reason, I could do shopping, I'll just be waking my husband. Is this okay? Should we buy this one? Is this the one we want? The man is sleeping, he's tired. That's when I'm so active. Let's do this shopping right now. Let's buy this for the house. Let's do this. It was bad. What am I trying to say? Physical impact. Everything was wrong with the head. My mind could not sleep. I could not rest. And it affected the way I was always lashing out. I was just, in a state. So you will have sleep issues when your mind is not okay. The mind and body are closely connected. So if something is wrong up there, it's just a matter of time. You're going to see it in your body. You're going to feel it in your body. I see you. Thank you so much, Kindness, for joining. So another danger is loss of purpose and direction. When my mind or my mental well-being is poor, I may feel stuck or lost. Because I remember when people come into that session, that first time they're pouring, crying, all sort of emotions going, they feel stuck. They can't even see any ray of hope. And I know this feeling. They just need their mindset to be reprogrammed in a way. They need someone to say to them, look, you're stuck here, but you can actually be here. And it takes a lot of courage. I've had clients sometimes who will say, oh, I think there's a match on. Sorry, guys. They'll be like, it's like you don't understand. But I say, yeah, you've gone through it and you're out of it. Do not live in that past because of your mindset. It's like, oh, you survived that trauma. Who are you to live a better life? How can I not live a better life? I survived that ordeal and I'm on this side of the world, so to say. Why can't I enjoy life still? So when your mental well-being is poor, you lose clarity about your goals. You're not sure, you're not certain anymore. It's like, are you sure about this thing? Is it what you thought of before? Because something is wrong in the mind. You don't see that positive goals, you achieving them anymore. You just feel like it's too much, it's so overwhelming. And meanwhile, you've done something similar before, you were successful at it. But just because your mental well-being right now is just poor, that goal seems like, no, let's just leave it. Or it seems you're not clear about it and all of that. You can't decide right. No, this is not okay. And it will affect your purpose. It would affect your direction in life. And again, motivation would decline just because of your poor mental well-being. The last one I'll mention, this one on a spiritual level, so to say, faith perspective, just to put that out there, spiritual disconnection. So from faith perspective, when something is wrong with the mind, you will struggle to pray or to focus. You will struggle to read your word. Even if you read it, you're just reading, nothing is going in there, so to say. You feel somewhat distant from God, like, does God even know where you are at mentally right now? Why is he not hearing you? You start doubting God. You feel like it's too far away and all of that. Your spiritual growth becomes weak when you have mental issues, It's just how it is. Again, emotional awareness and control, which we can. We just have to realign our mindset. We have to be mindful what we're feeding our mind, especially when we have come to the realization that there's something wrong with our mind. Our emotions are valid, don't get me wrong, but they should not control my life. I am sad, therefore I'm a sad person. I can't do anything good because I'm sad. I'm sad and, just want to be in that state constantly. Don't let that sadness control everything in your life just because your mind cannot see happiness, your mind cannot see joyfulness, your mind cannot see something good. F10, I see you. Mental well-being requires you recognizing how you feel. First off, do not be in denial, because a lot of people will not want to admit there's something wrong upstairs. Except when people are noticing, and even people are noticing, they're like, you know, everybody is doing that. They don't want, because anything mental well-being is shame, to leave a stigma, all of these things, and then they don't want to talk about it. They're living in denial. So it requires you recognizing how you feel. Understand why you feel this way. Has something triggered this? Is something triggering this? Because I'm going to mention a few other bits. Anyway, let me not skip it. Let's go steadily. And then you will choose how to respond to that thing. So instead of reacting impulsively, you learn to respond intentionally. And when you respond intentionally, it means you're calm and you're thinking straight. Sometimes you might need extra help, extra support, and all of that. But you cannot act impulsively and think everything is going to be okay. Susan, good evening. Josie, thank you so much for joining in. Set boundaries. And what do I mean by this? Protect your mental well-being. I must set boundaries. Set boundaries with people who drain your energy, because there's some people, this is what is like their mission in life. The moment you come in contact with them, they will give you this mental headache. I think that's the best way I can put it. They will drain energy out of you. You will almost want to lose your mind. So be mindful, set boundaries. Certain people, there's only so much they can come close to you. And again, set boundaries with environments that affect your peace. What is that environment you always go to? Anytime you go there, you come back not yourself. What is that place that you keep going? Check. Set boundaries. If you go there, you know you cannot stay an hour. You know you cannot stay a whole day. So manage yourself, manage your time. What you have to do there, do quick and get out of the place. If it's some place you must go to, you cannot avoid. So be mindful of your environment that is not affecting your peace of mind. And again, with habits that harm my mind, set boundaries. That one is very toxic sometimes. People struggle years and years with this, especially those who with alcoholic, gambling issues and stuff like that. Their mind will tell them the very next one, you're going to win. And they go and take money from where there's no money and just go and gamble. Some is that alcohol. They will not say to themselves they're alcoholic or they have this problem. Their mind is telling them, oh, just one more bottle, you'll be fine. Just one more, you'll be fine. One more, and they find out they've been drinking now for 10 years. So it can be an addiction. We need to be mindful. It starts from the mind. What goes on in the mind of an addict? If they tell you, you will feel pity, you will feel empathy for them, you feel compassion for them. And it's just because their mind has been twisted, their mind has been, unhealthy, so to say. So boundaries are not selfish. You have to look out for yourself. They are necessary for your mental health. They are necessary. And this is, in fact, it's a luxury you must have. It's very important you set boundaries. And if people say you're too selfish, because when it comes down to it, they'll say, something is wrong with you. They'll be the first person to point out to you. So be mindful. Again, rest and recover. Mental well-being requires rest. Not just sleep now, but mental breaks. Some people, 12-hour shift in front of the computer, 24/7. The moment they stand up to go for their break, headache. They will not enjoy the break. They will not enjoy themselves. And yet they still have to come back to the front of that computer. Mental breaks. On your break, sometimes go away from the front of that computer, because some, they'll go make coffee, bring their sandwich, they'll still come back and sit in front of that computer and be having break. Stop it. It's very important to take a break, a mental break. Excuse me. Sometimes could be some maybe meditations or mindfulness or something, just to calm that mind. It needs to rest. Some people, a whole year, No holiday. They keep piling it to the next year, to the next year, and then they will lose the holidays, and then they can't get it back. They're not paid for it. They will lose the holiday, and yet they've worked throughout the holiday time they should have taken away. It's not just about sleep. It's time away from pressure. What are those things causing you pressure? Is it work related? Is it personal? Is it relationship? Is it family? What exactly is giving you that pressure that is not giving you peace of mind? It has to be addressed. It needs to be, there has to be a change. And again, you need to find moments of stillness when you're thinking about nothing. Mr. 40 Towers, I think I just remember. What's going on? Nothing. I'm thinking nothing. Just sit and think nothing. Or I say to my clients sometimes, go to your happy place. Find 5 minutes some here and there. Just go to your happy place where you're just laughing, giggling, close your eyes, breathe in and do all this meditation and what have you have to do. Just so that brain can actually calm down. Let your mind rest. It's very important. Find moments of stillness. Rest is not laziness, people. It is restoration. It is restoration. It is not laziness. There's always a thin line. Because some people say they're resting and then they go into that laziness mode. But no, adequate rest is restoration for your mental well-being. Role of relationships. I'm going to say this because, just to add an addition to that. So healthy relationships support mental well-being. Remember, I said healthy relationship. So you must surround yourself with positive influences. Who are the people that are majorly in your life? Are they affecting you positively or negatively? These are things you need to check. Because sometimes everybody's just there, you really need to be intentional now. Sit. Mr. A, check. How are they affecting you? How are they influencing you? How are they supporting you? I think Mr. A, I need to push them a bit far away. Mr. B, I think I should bring closer because they're always there to support. They're always there to, be positive and all of that. It's your choice. And they may understand, they may not understand why you pull back or why you're drawing them close and all of that. You know what you need in order to be okay mentally. So don't put sentiment into it. Oh, this person I've known for 10 years. That means for 10 years they've been sucking the life out of you. 10 years they've been affecting you wrongly. It's time you made that change. Take that decision. I know it's not going to be easy, but then you need to look out for yourself. Seek support when needed. Don't say, if my kind go to therapy, it's a taboo. My kind cannot go to therapy. Hey, it's bringing shame to the family and all these things. Please seek help. Do not be ashamed about that because when it happens, this so-called family, they will not look at you twice. So spare yourself the embarrassment because they'll be the one to point out, have you not seen Mr. A? Something is wrong up there and all of that. So seek support when needed. And again, communicate openly. Some people even have maybe the family, the close friends who are there supporting. But because of shame, they feel they can't open up to this person. Or imagine you want to talk to a friend. I have this friend. They feel this, they feel that. Is there more? They don't want to say, I feel. They'll say, my friend, what do you think I should say to them? What do you think they can do? And if the friend is wise enough, we'll give them the right advice or whatever, or to point them to the right direction, because they know that they're too ashamed to talk about themselves in that manner. So they'll be using third person or my friend, and all of that. Go and engage in open communication. Some will even go into therapy and they're still ashamed. They can't even, this person is a stranger. They're not going to know you, see you again if possible after your sessions and all. And they still can't open up because they feel they might be judged. I get it. But that's not the work of a therapist. We're not there to judge. In fact, we always give unconditional positive regard to anyone who walks through those doors. And then if care is not taken, isolation often worsens mental struggles. Some people will not even go and lock themselves up somewhere, most especially those working from home. That's why they will work, eat, sleep. Before you know, a whole month they've not gone outside. And then their mind starts shifting. they're just in that four-wall box. They go into another four-wall box, have their shower, go into another four-wall box, cook their meal, come back to that four-wall box, and they find out that something is going wrong up there, and they start struggling. And then they'll start isolating themselves because they know they're not right mentally. If they should go out and mingle, people will obviously know something is wrong with them. And then they isolate themselves some more. Please do not live in isolation. I'm rounding off shortly. So growth and continuous improvement is what we should look out for. So mental well-being is not static. It is a continuous journey. I must learn. I must reflect. I must grow. Tell yourself this. So every challenge becomes an opportunity to develop resilience rather than give up on life and just, stay in that state of mind. Again, I'm going to go to the faith perspective. True and ultimate mental well-being. This is me now saying this because I always go to the Word of God. I sing songs, worship sometimes when words fail. I can't even put words together to pray. I just worship. Sometimes it works for me, most times really. So, true and ultimate mental well-being is strengthened when I trust God. I've had my own issues in the past and I've had to trust on God's word. And when the time came, it was that word that gave me that breakthrough. I released my worries in His presence. Okay, I'm shy to talk to somebody. Talk to God. Talk to God and let the Spirit of God minister to you. Whether for you to go and meet somebody or whether for you to read a certain portion of the Bible to renew your mind or something to engage in. Yeah, if you have a local church, you don't even have to belong to that church. Just go there, ask for help. And then we have some charity organizations. I volunteer in one every week. Go there. I know it's a long waiting list, but go there, try to seek help. Don't rely on your strength. Rely on God to strengthen you through it. Once you're going through that phase of that unhealthy mental well-being, because you can always find your way back. Peace comes not from perfect circumstances, but from inner assurance. And that's where the battle is for most people. And then you see, once they cannot face that battle or they can't handle it, it starts showing physically. People can actually notice something is wrong. I'm going to conclude by saying this. My mental well-being is my responsibility. Your mental well-being is your responsibility, your foundation, and your strength. If I take care of my mind, I will think better. If I take care of my mind, I will live life better. If I take care of my mind, I will grow better. So daily, what do I choose to do? I choose to guard my thoughts. What am I thinking? What is influencing my thought? What am I feeding my mind? Are they positive words or are they negative words? Or am I still allowing some old negative words I've heard for years and years to still come and rule my thoughts today? So I need to guard my thoughts. I need to manage my emotions. Otherwise, it will manage me. And it might not be in a good way. People will notice, this person is just emotionally all over the place. I know it does happen from time to time. And that's why we need to regularly check within us. Before you even go to a third party, check within yourself. Are you emotionally stable? What is the cause of this instability? Can you identify it? Is it something you can do away with? Those are things you need to reflect on. A daily choice of protecting my peace. It's not every fight you must fight, oh my dear people. For your mental well-being, there's some fights you walk away so that you will live to fight another day. Protect your peace of mind. Nobody else will do that for you. And again, invest in your own growth. Invest in your mental well-being. Because at the end of the day, a healthy mind creates a healthy life. A healthy mind will create a healthy life. Guys, that is my talk for today. However, the two questions we're going to ask ourselves today is, do you think mental well-being is overrated? Do you think so? And how does poor mental health affect our decision making? How does poor mental health affect our decision making? Guys, thank you so much for listening. Rainbow, the
and life. Let this light that's within me shine to the whole world, light. Let the dawn of a new day bring understanding and love.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you. Well, that is as far as I will go with my talk. Thank you. Do you think mental well-being is overrated, and how does poor mental health affect our decision making? Number 2. Which one is number 2? Oh, number 2. How does poor mental health affect our decision making? Does it affect it? Does it not affect it? Guys, let's come and talk about this. Today on Monday, we talk about individual talks. You remember that? And we have to enjoy the essence of living. So if our mental well-being is not healthy, let us sit and talk about it. Let us talk about how to manage this and what we can do. Yes, does poor mental health affect our decision making, and do you think mental well-being is overrated? Guys, send me invite. Let's talk some more about this. Let's enlighten one another. I can tell you cases that I've personally been involved with. Sometimes it's so unbelievable the things mind holds on to and believes in that and live life. I'm like, why? Then it's sometimes like a stronghold, and if it's not sorted in the mind, it affects everything that individual is doing. Leslie, good evening. Good to see you. Good to have you back. You're welcome back. Happy Bank Holiday Monday to you.
I can't see myself.
Did you put your camera?
I can see myself now.
Okay. You're in there.
No, I can see myself now.
All right.
No, it was taking a while to show up.
Oh, I see. Maybe also.
Good evening, maybe.
Good. You see, you're the first in the box. You came in early, and you actually came in early to the box as well.
That's the price one has paid.
It's all good. Maybe one of these days I should go and check the analysis, or what do you call it? The analysis.
Data analysis.
Yeah, and see number 1 fan, number 2 fan, and all of that. But I'm sure your name will be number 1.
I'm sure I'm in the top 2. Don't forget about
either you or Debbie. I know. Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a very busy week last week. Just a lot of work we had to get through. So
I know.
just stuff like that. Yeah. So even today was busy, but the evening was okay. So
are you working today?
This is a working one. Don't worry. People will hear what we're doing.
Okay, I hope it's all good. Anyways,
people like money, but making money is not easy work.
Especially in this part of the world.
It's not. You don't just throw money at you. I wish they could.
I mean, I know.
We thank God.
Well, hard work pays off, yeah.
And it's funny that even in the business world, mental health is very important, because I think especially in that environment, people underestimate the importance of mental health. They will go and again, if you don't do your due diligence and find out some of the people you're comparing yourself to, you're going to drive yourself to
crazy.
Because you don't know that some of these people you're looking at, some of them have got a lot of support system. Some of them have got some of them are working from trust fund, some of them have got inheritance, some of them have got access to very good network. And you that you're grinding, you're everything is really on you. You're comparing yourself to some people who are their network and the people they are working with. So you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful about a lot of those things, so that you have a good measure and you're not comparing yourself and looking at the wrong thing. Because I think comparison is one of the worst things I see a lot in the business world, and the Western world is no different. It is no different. It's just that it's a little bit more covered up than it is in our part of the world in Africa, but it is no different. So one has to be very, very careful. One has to be very careful how you go about certain things. But mental health is very important. I think in the last 20, 30 years, especially here in the UK, we're only now realizing the importance of mental health, because in the Western world, everything is if I can see it kind of behavior. But can you see somebody's mind? You can't. But it's very real. And it's only in the last 10, 20 years that we now really now taking it seriously that, okay, this is very important too. This is not just something that is in somebody's head. This is an intrinsic part of this person. It's not just the physical, that you're seeing.
Yeah.
Who they are on the inside, how they see world, how they see the world, how they see themselves, their perception, esteem, everything. It matters. And we're recognizing that, and it is even become part of law. Even in tribunals, you see that in employment law, is factored in now. You can't discriminate people just on an ideology. Whereas before you could get away with those kind of things because you couldn't put your hand on it. Even like coercion, how did you judge coercion? Well, now you can. You can based on how somebody has experienced it from the other person. So all of these things that were once upon a time, just in your head or until they could see something physical. Now you don't need to be even DV now. Before, I remember in the 80s, it was until they could see something, a bruise or whatever, or they could see broken glass. Now today, you don't need to. You don't need to anymore now, because they now know that a lot of these things can be done mentally. You can gaslight people. You can make somebody feel some kind of way. You can coerce them, manipulate financially. So all neglect, exactly. So these things they are now well and truly accepted that this is a very real fact of life. It's no longer something that people used to throw away. Even though psychology has been around for over 100 years, it's only the last 10, 15 years that are we now taking this very seriously about, just a lot of things that we just thought is just the way it's supposed to be. I remember reading an article recently about the people who are bought teenagers and young children in the 80s, so 70s, 80s children, how parents used to lead them. And the person that wrote the article was a psychologist saying that, well, they formed the resilience because they didn't have a choice. that there was no alternative. Like, you did not have a choice. You had to be resilient. It was just the way things were. I remember in this country, I think I was 11, 12, and I remember some of my peers, it was the term, I don't know what they call it now, but the term then they called latchkey children. And those were kids my age. That is 11, 12. I can't imagine my 13-year-old, even 16-year-old doing that now. 11, 12-year-old children who were giving keys to their home because their parents have gone to work. So by the time we leave school, it's only them going back home. And they have the thing ready, food ready, everything. And they were responsible until a parent came back home. And what better if you're a single parent? That time, single parent was not a big thing. It was emerging, but it was kind of like, it was still something that people, it was a stigma. It was a stigma. So people kind of hid that kind of information. Although I remember by the time it was 1990, I remember so many of my peers that they were from single parents by that time, a few of them, So, yeah, but now, you can't try that now. You can't try that now because they can put you in for neglect.
So that's what I'm asking now, because it's like a thing out there. They think mental well-being is overrated.
It is not overrated. I think the people again, I will find out. I think it's important to do the research. Who are the people who are saying such things? Go and find out. A lot of them are the people who are in control of something, or they're the people who stands to benefit by them not caring about your well-being. All they care about is what they can get from you. These are the people who make such statements. These are the people who say, and it's funny, those same people let their company go through something now. They will now be claimed. I've said something that the worst thing you can see is seeing an oppressor behave like a victim. Is the worst thing to see. These are the very same people. They go through similar thing now. They will be the first to claim every kind of mental health, mental break, everything. So one has to be very careful when such statements are being made. Who is making those statements? Who is pushing that statement? Because they have an agenda. They have an agenda. Maybe it is not benefiting them. Like those kind of things are making people become more and more aware of themselves, and that means that they are more in control about what happens to them. They are more control about their boundaries. So when they go to work, they are very, very careful about things that happen to them, how things at work affect them. Yet before, you could be going through hell and just have to just keep quiet because my job is so important. Now you can claim that your job is making life difficult for you, and that to be careful. So again, like when you hear when you hear people saying such things, you just check out where they're coming from. A lot of them are people probably they own those businesses, or they are not control. They're not able to control people the way they would like to, things like that. But I don't think it's overrated. I think it is. I think one of the things that we are learning more and more is that even I think there was a research they did about even animals, and they found that if you let the animals that are going to kill, on a live kind of thing, if you let them to free range, let them to be free and everything, when they want to take them to unalive them, they are apparently the state of how they went, their meat and everything is better. But if they are kept in a place where they are in very horrible conditions, even that particular meat, chicken, everything, whatever, is not in a good condition. So even the proven that even animal, the condition you are keeping them matters. How much more a human being? And so it's very, very important. I think it's extremely important that, and I think that's why even a lot of companies in the Western world, they may not like it, but they have to afford their workers some sort of, give them some time of break everything. I don't know about the US. I know US are, maybe they are going through their own transformation, but I know here in the UK, parts of Europe, I think the Scandinavian countries have been known to have very good work conditions for their workers, and that's because they recognize that it's important for them to have workers that are happy coming into work, but if you have people that are constantly stressed going into work, you may get work out of them. We're not going to get the best out of them. You're just going to get enough, just enough. And in certain cases, some people are going to play political games. So it's very important that people feel good about themselves. They feel good about the work they are doing. They feel good about the environment they are working in. And that's why I stress so strongly that even your home, whether you're married or not, the most important place you need to make sure is in a good condition is where you live. If your home life is a stressful life, then that is a horrible thing, because work and out there in the real world is already enough stress. To come back home and meet more stress is horrible. And I think that contributes to a lot of people's anxiety when they don't even have a good home life, where the environment they're living in is just not conducive. They can't work. They're not able to have aspirations, have vision, have time of rest. Everything is just go, go, go. And it's I think especially for migrants, immigrants coming into the UK or any part of the Western world, they suffer it, but they just have to do it because they're in a nation that doesn't quite recognize them until they have papers that are in place and not what's not. And that's why it's good to have support system, even if you are a migrant. Be connected to other people like you who are in similar situation or who have been through similar
There's
things.
always the community of
There's always a community. There's always a community. Always find out. I mean, I have to thank God that in the whole time I've been in the UK, I've been blessed to have a community of people, even before I have papers and everything, that were just there for me. It was very instrumental for me, or else God knows where I would be today. So it's important. I think that's why I say community is very important, firstly for migrants, because the Western world is not good at community. I'm sorry to say, it is not their strength. It's not a skill set that they have, and it's very important to be connected to people that will support you and know your rights. Even as a migrant, you have rights. Know it, find out, because they won't tell you. Find that it's all part of helping you have a good, sound mind when you know what you have rights to, even as a migrant. Because it's not all doom and gloom. You do have rights. Don't fall to the idea that there is rights you have, but they won't tell you. It's important to find this out. And be part of some sort of community, because might have access to some benefits, like maybe some legal aid or some sort of support system to with whether it's travel, all sorts of things. Find out. Don't just be working 24 hours and you don't know that you may have some benefits that you might be entitled to. It's important to find this out. Even for studies, education, find this out. You might be entitled to something, a grant or some sort of thing. It's very important to just not just go in and just work 24 hours a day. Start learning how things work. It will help your mental well-being as well. But mental health is not overrated. I don't think it is. It could, like everything else, it can be abused, but it is not overrated.
Definitely. You find some people claiming to be victim in a way, because people take advantage of everything and anything, to be honest with you. Nothing wrong with them mentally, but they are claiming something is wrong with them just because of the benefits that they may think they're entitled to. So, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that will happen. Unfortunately, that's just part and parcel of just living in this world. People will always abuse anything that was. I mean, the welfare system was for good back in the day. It's not been abused, but when they first started it was very good. It was instrumental for people just not suffering needlessly. But now it has been abused. Unfortunately, it's just been abused, and there's that's just.
Okay. Okay. So the second question is, how does poor mental health affect decision making?
Well, I will speak from people who are migrants, because those are the people that I'm most connected to, and especially migrants who work in the health service or in factories, who work very long and hard hours. If you are working very long and hard hours, you don't have time to sit down and think about a lot of things. You're just tired, and if you're just doing that all the time, you're not going to be good in terms. If it will affect you in your relationships, your home, and if you have family around you and you are all struggling, it can be a recipe for disaster. If you don't rein in certain things, if all and especially in today now with the escalating costs of papers, whether it's leave to remain or indeed leave to remain or whatever it is, all these things. So one has to weigh up a lot of these things, because I've seen it firsthand, both in my life and in certain people that we are in contact with. And it is, I think, again, this is where churches, or if the leadership get it right, they can be a stopgap, a bridge of some sort of refuge to help these people, to help such people in such situation, rather than exacerbating the situation, especially at Pentecostal churches. Certain churches are very good at it and some are not. So you need to know, but they can prove instrumental in being a bridge of some sort of sanity. So you can have some churches can organize some sort of events for you to go to, whether you can know your rights as a migrant, so that you know that you don't need to work all hours of the day. Some of them don't know that you need to have at least, I think it's 11-hour break in between shifts. Some people don't know that. They will just keep working nonstop because I have to get the money, and they don't know that you can't have break and you don't have to work more than a certain point in time. So it's very important that those things. Or else if you are overloaded, it can hurt you. It can really hurt you, and you make very bad decisions. You can actually start affecting your family, your own home, your household. Maybe attack your wife, attack your children. All those kind. It's out of the pressure of just what you are dealing with. So it's very important that you are aware that, okay, this is not healthy for me mentally, and it's affecting my emotions, it's affecting how I relate to my family or people around me. And once you can identify that, seek help, get the right support. Again, especially in the Western world, thank God, there are places you can get help and support. And then also go to some sort of like there's a lot of career places where you can begin to find out how you can segue into a new career through training, all those things. You need to find out those access to those things. There's a lot of free things. When I came to the UK, I remember my first free IT training. I was like, my God, free IT training. And that was the first door to opening me to get into a lot more admin work. And helped me into my university, helped me into college because I did, I was far behind on computer work. But that course was about 1 month, and that 1 month was the game changer for me to now move into a lot more IT based kind of work, and studies as well. And it was free. But I found that out because I was somebody told me, oh, there was this free thing I could attend, and that's how I got into it. So it's very, very important again, or else if you are overloaded, tired, or you're in lots of bad relationships as well, not just work. If you are constantly making bad relationships, that can affect your mental health. Being in really bad relationships,
I
and
do
again,
you.
papers. Papers is the number one thing that make people get into really bad relationships. Bad,
Because they're
Oh, they don't have a.
desperate.
You have a choice. You have a choice. You don't have to be in a relationship to get papers or good information. Just be surrounded with good people around you. Be part of a support system. Don't isolate yourself.
Yeah.
You make sure you are part of a support system. There's about what, over 60 something million people in London alone. You can find a group of people that you can connect with, unless you're someone that doesn't like to reciprocate that favor, because it's not a one-way street. It's not just you receiving. You too must learn to also help people or give your time, whatever it is. Don't just be looking to be taking for people. You to step in and help other people, but make sure that your mental health is, and that's part of self-awareness as well. Make sure you make time for yourself. Make sure you make time to, okay, how can I invest in me to become better? No, don't just sit in one place and then just stay there, and then 10 years has gone, and you haven't really made any much change. And especially with AI technology, all the technology is available today. Don't miss out because of long hours of work. Try and make time and get a good support system. It is very possible. You just need to know who you're connected with, and it will help. I don't know if that helps with the question, but yeah.
Thank you so much, Leslie. Thank you. Shan, do let me know. I don't know whether it's not bringing you up because I've been sending that invite, says, even to Elder Kenneth. I'm having a feeling that maybe TikTok is not allowing them into the box. I don't know, but send an invite because I've been sending invitation. Send an invite, perhaps I'll be able to bring you up because I know. Okay, Elder Kenneth. Yeah, let's see. Thank you, Leslie, for that submission. Well-informed information out there. It depends on not just people in the UK, because I know Nigeria, well, I can speak at least for Nigeria, they have so many organizations out there, charity organizations, though we have to be careful still, that are into well-being. It's slow but steady. Surely the awareness is coming out. You can engage and volunteer your time. Perhaps that way you can get the help you need as well. So don't just be a taker, be a giver as well, as Leslie have put it. Good evening, Susan. Happy Bank Holiday Monday. Was Bank Holiday Monday here in the UK, so I don't know about any other nation, but
Good evening, everybody. Good evening.
how are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good though, thank God. Thank God. Yeah, we're talking about mental well-being today. And it's a thing, it's really a thing. And some people still feel stigmatized, some feel shame talking about it, or even admitting that they have issues in this area. But dare we talk about it here on Insight, because it's affecting, lives, is affecting what is it called? Our level of productivity is affecting how we relate in the society, is affecting communities, affecting everything really. So dare we talk about it? Do you think, first off, do you think mental well-being is overrated?
No, it's not.
Why do you think so?
It's a crucial thing. It's not overrated. Most people that think is overrated are people who steal from it. Or and it's a two-way thing. People who steal from it and people who think they cannot benefit from it, or people who think they don't even understand what mental well-being is all about. And they feel people are just taking advantage of it. as well. So that's why they feel is overrated, but
Thank you, Leslie.
it is not overrated. It is not at all.
Okay, so then we can now talk about the effect of this. So, how does poor mental health affect our decision making, if at all it does?
It does. Even a sick person cannot make any vital judgment. You know, in the mental health sector, they have mental health capacity. Psychology will be talking to you, they're weighing you to see if you have the capacity to make decisions.
Okay.
And if you're not able to make such crucial decisions, they will just they will not make or get an advocacy for you or make the decision for you. So if once your mental state is poor, it's going to affect everything. When I mean everything, because one, they will deem you that you don't have capacity, and there is nothing you say that will change any decision. And that is where the sections come into place, where you get the 5-2, the doctors sectioning, the nurses sectioning, and all the sections, they just come into place.
Clinicians, psychologists, all of that. Yeah.
So if your mental health is poor, I bet you, just like someone being old and they want to change their will, they won't let them change their will just like that,
They must
because they
be
believe,
more sound-minded to do that.
yes, that is it. So it's the same thing. So when you talk about mental health, poor mental health, somebody might be bipolar and still able or and still have capacity. So I don't think many people are not shy about it. Maybe because I work in the mental health sector and I've seen a lot of it. Like today, it's as if God knew that this is the topic you will talk about, and I was able to, like, there's this young boy. He said spiritually, no, physically he's 28. Spiritually he's 19,
Ah,
but in the fact he is 16. But naturally he's 28 years.
really?
So when he said that, I said, please, I need a drink. Let me drink water so that I can digest this thing that you are
Information.
saying. And then he believes that he is God.
Oh,
He is
wow.
Satan
Oh,
and
dear.
it's human. So when he's Satan, he can behave very bad. He can be aggressive. He can do a lot of things. But his kind gesture denotes that he is God. And then his parents, he keeps saying that his parents are his foster parents.
Wow.
Justin Bieber, he believes is his father.
Oh, wow.
Selena Gomez, he believes that is his mother. So when he was saying that, I said, please, let me go and take PRM. Because all these things you are saying now, I'm confused.com. They keep saying it in handover, but I've not really sat down to like listen to his side of story, to know the angle he's coming from. But then when I now read his notes, I now believe he's delusional. He believes that he has this extra power. Then there's this other lady that believes that we all came out from Congo.
Okay.
This is a very pretty girl that has 4 kids. If she does not open her mouth, you don't know she's sick. So you see this mental health of a thing, until people begin to have a conversation, or you begin to have a conversation with people, then you now understand that this world, this, in fact, this human body is covering a lot of things. Now, when she said we're all from Congo, I'd already read her story. So I said, no, I'm from Nigeria. I'm not Congolese. She said, no, not that kind of Congo. I said, do you mean apes? I'm not from apes. I'm from the image of God. She said, oh, no, she is God herself.
Oh,
She is the angel. She is Jesus.
okay.
Then some of them, they hurt themselves and tell you that the devil wants them to hurt themselves because they have not had the opportunity to save people. So I said, you hurting yourself Why can't that spirit tell you to go and drink water or to go and do something good for you? Why is it telling you to do negative things to yourself? And then those are the negative words you respond to. You don't respond to the good one. Why can't that spirit tell you to go to the bank and take money? And then they will laugh. I said, but no, if you think you're God, you're Jesus, you're this, you should, you should be doing some kind of extreme things, not just hurting yourself, banging your head, self-harm, and all that. So there's really, really a lot in this mental well-being. Now, I'll tell you, these are people I work with. So I'm just giving you or picking from each person's care plan, and I'm telling you what we do and how we relate with them. There's this one, he's Congolese. He said he's got cataract. He does not want to be operated because when he took his grandmother for operation, the grandmother became blind. So he does not want it. So I asked him, I said, did you do the operation in Congo or here? He said in Congo. I said, but this is here. So there's this other guy that understands French. People push him to him because of language barrier. But the way he explained to me, and he's got word review tomorrow. So I assured him, I told him, I said, you see, you need to know who your named nurse is, and you need to explain all these things you've explained to me, so that this your named nurse will now back you. This is somebody that we follow, we guide. He has partial impairments. So we have to guide him. But he's 53, he's still believing that he will get married, that he wants to go back to his house. I said, okay, if you go back to your house, the only thing you need, maybe you have domiciliary carers coming to you. The community will help you with that. But his siblings do not want to be, they just want him to have that operation. But because he's got capacity, and the way I spoke with him today, I knew he's got capacity to say, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. And that's why I advised him to get his name nurse. But afterwards, I went to explain to the nurse in charge and told them, this is the conversation we had. So during his ward review, the name nurse should be able to back him up because he's got capacity. You have the right to say no to operation. So his own main aim now is because he's partially impaired. That is why he's in the mental home. But then these other ones, they really have mental health issues. And until they open their mouth and start talking to you, you won't know when you will kneel down and start thanking God. You see all these young boys, the only child of their parents there. In my head, I'm like, how did you get into all this? Some of them is drugs. It just destroys the dopamine and they are gone. They can never recover. One, because her father and her mother are separated, it has messed her mental health. She's just 19. And she's been in the system since 12. So she's been going round and round. She just clocked 19 March. And when you see them, there was one I saw, this Benin girl. I didn't know when I started shouting. So she's depressed. I say, if I slap you, I go reset your brain. You know waiting be depression. I say, you're just being lazy. Because when you came into this place, you were smelling. Your menstruation, you could not even clean yourself up because she wanted to know how she came. So I had to tell her, this is a Benin girl. So it's not just Oyibo people, this thing is hitting. It's hitting everybody. So we need to be careful when people say their sanity, their mental health matters. That word is deep. Peace. There's a certain stage you get to, you don't want drama. If somebody tells you that 1 + 1 is 10, just tell them you're correct and move on. Because there's no point arguing. Because your just small thing can destroy your mental state. And you'll be wondering, how did I get here? How? Just one little thing We could drink and it does not affect us. Some people will drink and they'll be walking with their head. Some people, common Red Bull can make them go haywire. But some people drink Red Bull like water.
Yeah.
So it depends on what your capacity, what you can carry. So we need to protect our mental health. It is very, in fact, you see these children that we need to help the children. You see these little ones, we need to help them. Because at the end of the day, they will still fall back to us if anything goes wrong.
Yeah.
At my workplace, I see them 19 years, the only child. I say, how? How? There's one Igbo. The father is a consultant. The mother is a mental nurse. The two children are known to mental health. Igbo children. I say, how? How? So when we pursue this money of a thing, we need to have time for these children. Because the time you don't have for them, something else is having time for them. And to me, I throw questions at random. I just ask my son one question. Bam. I'll take him off balance. Let me know his, where he's thinking. And then I tend to teach him to think outside the box. This evening, I just asked him, do you have erection? He's 12. He said, but mom. I said, yes, I need to know. If you don't ask those things, Google is going to tell them. And he might tell them a different way that they'll start researching and researching. There's one other girl in my... If there's nothing you tell her, when you finish telling her, it's ChatGPT. If ChatGPT says yes, so we call her ChatGPT. Does ChatGPT confirm that this is this, this is that? She will just lie down. The next thing is as if Ogbanje move her from the bed room. She will just sit on the floor and start head banging. And then she has iron. The word is called stunt in her head. So if she hits the head so much, it could kill her. So we tend to protect her from head banging. And now that place where you say no, now she won't do. She will head bang, do the back, do the front, blood will be splashing and all that. All because of relationship breakdown. So little things, the things that we can endure, these children cannot endure it. The words we throw to these children, we need to be careful. We need to be subtle with our words. Because somebody can just call me any name and I will take it. I'm fine with it. But you call them, the way they would overthink it, you will not ask yourself, shall this name, why I call and I make you, they do like this or what? She was supposed to get married next year, 24th of April. So this year, 24th of April, bam, that's all. The marriage did not work. This one, they've not even done the marriage. It's planned. They just planned. And it's having this effect. So imagine if she had already gone into the marriage and now came out, what the effect would be. You cannot make that girl laugh. But I try to break my way. I can make her laugh, make her giggle, because I know what to say to her. So this meant our mental well-being, once it is poor, almost you're in the system for life. For life, there is nothing you can do about it. Because once they put your NHS number, bam, everything comes out. So we need to protect our mental health, protect our children from not going there, because once they go there, it's a circle. It's a circle that they will never recover. They wouldn't, even if God, let me not underrate the power of God. But some of them still tend to come back because of the money they get. Once you're in section 3, section 2, you get a lot of money. The government pays you well. So most of them come back for the money. They don't want to work. Their own just living with government money. Imagine somebody every month they get 800 and 1,000 plus. What are you going to work for? So that's where some of them decide to be lesbian, to be gay. You know, I had one. This one, in fact, she was born a girl. Along her life, she decided to be a man. So she was in the process of getting all the body removed and all that. But then she was placed in the male ward. So while she was there, I'm just giving you real life stories to let you know that these things are real. So she now decided, no, she went online. She now had a friend and they were talking, and the friend made her to realize that she's a girl. And she now says she wants to go back to a girl. So imagine if they had done the operation, what would she have done? So they now moved her to a female ward. Females, knowing that this was what this thing has happened to her, our hormones fluctuate up and down. They made it hell for her. How dare you think you're a man and now you think you're a woman? Some days she will shave her hair. She says she does not want anybody to recognize her. One day she just left the ward and went and jumped into the train. And that's the end of her. So you don't know how it will direct you to do certain things. There's this Yoruba guy that I worked with. His own, the ancestors tell him to slap. Very prominent name in Nigeria. The guy, if he slaps you one, the stars you will see. There's this nurse that just qualified. When he slapped him, this guy was off for 3 months. 3 months. This is a Yoruba guy. Give him dirty slap. So if this guy is coming, everybody move. So it's so sad to see our black people there. It's really sad, but it is real. It happens. It happens. Once your mental health is poor, every decision, everything you think you can achieve is a no-no. This girl that tell you banged her head, she did, they don't know that she's in the hospital. She did interview to become a nurse. She passed. She is very, very eloquent. Very, very brilliant. But because of this stigma now, she cannot move anywhere. And that's how this thing will just keep you down. You cannot move. You cannot progress. They will seize your license, everything. People will be making decisions for you. Even when you have capacity, you still need somebody to come and stand. You need advocacy and all that. All those big, big names, you will now be wondering, how did you get here? You will now most of the parents, when they come for a review, you feel sorry for them because in their head, they are thinking, if I knew the things I know now, I would have done it to my kids, to help them not to get to this stage. There are a lot of things we take for granted. So one, mental health is not overrated though. If you go in there, it's not. It's just that the place we grew up from, we learn to endure things.
Yeah.
The things we endured, this generation cannot endure at all. And that's why we feel it is overrated, but it is not. It is something you need to sit down, and once they open their mouth, you look, you say, I beg, wait. Like today on that I heard, I said, please, I need PRN. Because when the Yoruba say, oh, gaju, you think fool my belly. I said, you think you are God, you are Jesus, you are Satan, you are that. How can? But it happens. It happens. So it's not overrated. Once it's poor, sorry, gone. I rest my case.
Thank you, Susan. See the way you're just reading those real life experiences. This thing, it matters. It matters. And these people, they are members of one household or the other, and they were not born that way, were they? There's a whole lot going on this planet Earth. I'm telling you, the one issues or mental health issues that are man-made, some are personally made, some are condition-made, all sorts really. As long as your mental well-being is not okay, it will affect every area of your life. It will affect you, it will affect the people around you, your family members. In fact, it will affect your community, everything that has to do with you. And that's why we need to pay attention to the way we live life, the way we manage emotions, manage challenges, things that we do. We really need to be mindful. Otherwise, if we just leave things and say, oh, we're tired and all, it might just overtake us. And then we might need to seek this help Susan has been mentioning. So thank you so much for sharing that. I mean, just for us to know that this thing is real. It's not something you read in textbooks. It's not what you watch on TV. It's happening to people, real life people, and not AI generated people. And this, it goes a long way. The stigma in it, the society will not let you ever forget, and even the people around you, sometimes they will not never let you forget. Because true be told, sometimes some people, maybe through help of medication, counseling and all, they get back, she said they have capacity again, but then the society will never let them forget. Once upon a time you were in a mental home. Once upon a time you had mental breakdown. Once upon a time this and that. So I do get it, but however, let's do the needful now while we can still do so, unless it's so bad, but then seek help the right time, such that you're not institutionalized in some place and you've just been ruled out of normal society, day-to-day living and all of that. Let's look after ourselves. And this thing is not color biased. Black, white, green, yellow, everybody can have a mental breakdown or mental health issues. But let's look after ourselves. Thank you so much, Susan, once again.
And
Elder
sorry, the
Kenneth.
annoying thing, once they are in medication, they are on that medication for life.
That's the thing.
And once you stop the medication, you relapse and then you come back to the hospital. So that's why most of them keep going round and round, because once they feel they take the medication, they are okay. And then they stop taking the medication, they relapse, and then they'll start coming back. Even policemen, recently we had policemen admitted on the ward. So it doesn't matter what profession you are. The ones that have children, they take their children away from them to foster. So everything about your life is just taken away, and it's very bad.
Thank you. Thank you, Susan. Do you want me to make you worse? Counselors, even in a mental home, you can imagine how that is. In fact, so it's not a respecter of persons at all. It's not a respecter of your profession at all. So look after yourself. Look after yourself. The moment you notice something is off, don't be in denial. Seek help whilst you can still remedy whatever situation you're in, rather than leave things to degenerate so bad that you had to be sanctioned somewhere and being treated as one of the statistics. Let's be mindful. Let's be mindful. Thank you so much again, Susan. Elder Kenneth, good evening. How are you? Debbie, I don't know. This one I dropped you off.
Good evening, Owasana. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, thanks to Susan for her submission, because she did a wonderful work. Indeed, this is what we go through. Most of the things we go through in our place of work, at times you wonder, these great people, lawyers, doctors, people that owns this country before, people that have served this country, when they tell you the position, the things that they are doing before, you will be amazed. Indeed, this matter, we need to take care of ourselves spiritually and physically, because on daily basis, the things we see, I think at times me, I scare for myself. I say, oh, how come our mothers or our fathers, 70, 60, they are still doing fine? Now you see 20 something.
19 teenagers.
Yeah. There was one place I went to work when I was still working with agency. 5 of us cannot control this young boy of 16 years. 5 adult men cannot control this boy because it scatter everything, do all kind of things. So I've been wondering. So for what I think the way of living, the way of living is different, and the way of living contributes a lot, because I never knew anything called depression or anxiety. Not until I came,
Growing up, I never as
because
well, honestly.
we were used to every pattern of life. Anywhere life draws to, we are there. Whether
You
it's good,
adapt.
we are there.
One time you have to
Whether
adapt.
the things is not working, we are there. But then they cannot want anything just happen. Mostly maybe husband and wife, one just passed away. The next thing, the other has gone into depression. Then they start taking medication, which the medication I don't understand. That is the question I'll be answering
That
every
one
day.
brings other side effects and
Is there no other
medication again.
means? Is there no other way to sort this thing out by giving these people lifetime medication? To me, I think it's business as well. I'll continue to say it because I think 2 days ago, me and my
Sorry,
wife were discussing
Elder
this thing.
Kenneth, there is
Yeah.
another way. There's therapeutic engagement, but then they are not willing to engage because they
Okay.
have a lot going through in their head. So they
Okay.
rather go for that PRN, that medication, just to shut them off the problem at that moment.
Thinking of coping with it themselves because they don't have the mental capacity to grasp what has happened really.
But there is no other way without not putting them in medication, because taking the medication at times, with the moment the medication expired, the behavior start again. So is there any other way? That is the question I'll be answering, and
Yeah,
nobody has
that's what
given that.
Susan just said.
Yeah.
They go through clinical assessments. They go to through counseling, sometimes intense. It depends. If it's bereavement, they go through bereavement counseling, and yeah, some will engage, some will not. Some may start
Yeah.
therapy and they stop. So I mean, it's still their individual choice. And then they will still want. Even some clients will opt for taking medication to numb, just to numb themselves, so they don't think about it.
So what are we saying? And that this thing, there is no cure, or there is no way they can regain themselves back again and live normal life.
There is. That's what we're saying, but they don't
Okay.
have the capacity, as in, what's the word I'm looking for now? The
They don't have
tenacity.
the mental capacity.
Yeah, they
Because
don't.
their dopamine is messed up. So they don't have that mental capacity to assimilate anything you're telling them. You see, like this one that bangs her head. Every day she does that, they give her IM. They give her olanzapine and promethazine.
Yeah.
So they now had to have a meeting with her to tell her they will not give you IM again. So if you need it, let us know. And she says most times she gets flashback. And when she gets flashback, it hits her. So before then, if you're with her, now she's on 2 to 1. So if you're with her and you notice that she's quiet, she's she's miles away, you ask her if she needs PRN.
Is she in therapy? Do you know?
She is, but she's not assimilating anything. She is not, she's just blank. She's not assimilating anything at the moment.
Because why I'm asking this thing, because most of the cases that I've saw, mostly in the place I work, most of them, I found out that the moment one of them lost their partner, the other cannot survive it. I would say for me, my mother have lost my husband now for almost 30 something years, but she's still with her right since 80 something. But you see, young people now, they cannot cope anymore. Is it the weather, or is it, because these are the things I'm asking myself every day, is it the weather, or is it the food that we're eating, or is
Not
it
really. Let me give you a typical example of my grandmother. When my grandfather passed, my grandmother stopped speaking English.
Okay.
So everything just went. So they had to bring her to London She went through different therapy, you know. We were talking to her, bring the, you know, the family bonding together back. Then when my mom passed,
Yeah.
that knocked her off. She cannot recognize anybody again. Dementia sets in. She's still alive, but the only children she recognized are my mother's children. Any other children that goes, she does not recognize them.
So what you're saying that it can just make, because losing of someone can make you just lose your memory,
Yes.
Yeah.
just like
Go and
that.
read
It's a shock.
Yes, go and read Bruce Willis. I
Okay.
mean, he had
Yeah,
this
yeah,
his own. You see, he cannot remember that he was even an actor.
yeah. I saw it. I saw that.
That is it. So it happens. Everybody, some people get that blackout like that. Some people there's no room to recover. So
So there, what are we saying now? That we need to guide ourselves mentally, physically, and otherwise,
spiritually
and
and
spiritually
otherwise.
as
And
well.
then there's a last, once your patient is on clozapine, that is the last resort. Once they're on
Okay.
clozapine, that is the last
Okay.
resort. If clozapine cannot help them again, there's nothing they can do. They just have to live with it.
May the Lord help us. May the Lord
Amen.
help us
It's a big
because the thing
amen.
is a bit it's a bit scary, but everybody just need to be closer to God and ask God for direction.
Pray for sound mind.
For
Every
sound
day
mind
you
as
sleep
well.
and wake up,
Exactly.
sound mind. Sound
That's
mind.
it.
It goes, you know, we're saying it's not a respecter of profession or your academic achievements or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, not at all. And you don't know what can happen. Some people, it might just be some minor incident and it just knocks them in the wrong part of their mind. And that's just it. And that's it. They're gone and they're alive. They're looking okay, all well, but their mind is gone. So sound mind it's not a joke at all.
Some
That's
people,
bad.
even accidents
Yeah,
can
yeah,
just
that's true.
change their whole life around.
Yeah.
So we need to
It's not
protect
joke. It's
ourselves.
not
The
a
things we
joking matter.
read,
This
the
matter
things we do.
it's not a joking matter. But woman of God, thank you for bringing up this topic because
Thank
of the
God.
truth. 2 days ago, this is what me and my wife were just discussing, the way things are going, you see people just doing things, you ask yourself, is there in the right mind or there is something wrong? You see people even walking, talking to themselves, doing things that is not normal. But we just pray that the Almighty God continue to guide us and help us on daily basis. Susan, thank you very much. I appreciate your submission. May the Almighty God bless you as well. Thank you, Leslie, and God bless you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Let's just say the Hollywood actor Gene Hackman starved to death because of dementia, and his wife passed to a virus. There's so many real life events that can actually knock people off their mental balance, you know. And I mean, for us as believers, you have to pray. And I've seen Christians in the same state as well. So this thing, we just need to pray to God to, you know, to help us really. I have known of, in fact, I think I watched a movie, I can't remember the title, not too long ago, of this lady. It was my birthday even. An incident happened that she was in hospital, she was in coma for months and months. Eventually she came back, but she was stuck on that particular date of that incident. I think she was meant to go and see the boyfriend, or she was supposed to sneak out the window. They made sure that her room, by the time they brought her back to the room, her room is exactly as it is. In her mind, she's still 17, but in reality, she's 46 or something like that. You can imagine. And then she say, "Mommy, I want something, mommy." And I'm like, she's still behaving like a 17-year-old. And that's where her mind is stuck, even though she's now 40 something. And then she would sleep on the bed. She would still wear the same cloth, but they made it bigger so that she would think in her mind that she's still the 17-year-old wearing that. You know, there's a whole lot. This mind, there's a whole lot. Some people, an incident can happen, they're rugged, they would overcome. In fact, you will not even know they're going through such. Some people, just a minor thing like this, it would just, you know, trigger something in them that they never knew, you know, can be triggered. and then it will take years and years for them to recover, if at all they ever do recover. So what are we saying? Our mental well-being. How are we looking after our own mental well-being? How are we looking after ourselves? Are we doing the needful? Are we taking breaks when we need them? Are we overwhelming ourselves? Some people, they get so work to the point that they're not working, they're talking work. And then people around them are like, this person closed ages ago. What? Like the one you said, they're talking to themselves and it has to do with work. Yes, I'll put they'll be talking about the work, what they're going to do. Something has gone wrong. Something has gone wrong. And it will only take, people around them to notice that this person may have just crossed to the other side of thinking. So these things are reality. Young, old, average age people, it does not know any age at all. So my mother never recovered from the divorce of my dad. It hurts us. I can imagine that. Sometimes some people, if they're fortunate, it's just a moment of mental breakdown, and then give them time with therapy and all, they recover. But not everybody is that fortunate. Not everybody. You heard Susan, some are on lifetime medication and still they're not 100%. So these things is very important. You still have your sound mind. You're overdoing everything. You don't take time to rest. You're not resting your brain. You're not sleeping adequate. And all of these things, whilst you can do something now, do something. And then again, maybe, I know it might be like we're deviating from the topic, but we're not really. Our children, their mindset, go to the hospitals. Even as Susan said, you see people in their 19s, 20s, 20-something. The other day, a friend was telling me of, she was just going for an appointment, maybe at the hair or nail salon or something. Saw this 20-something-year-old wasted, so drunk, just lying there, and people were just passing, nobody to stop. I said she couldn't leave her. I said, do you want me to call the ambulance or something? And somebody said, no, just leave her. That's how she lives her life, She wasn't okay. And they're like, they should call her parents, say her parents are dead. Meanwhile, they're not dead. Just saying things. So it does not know age. It does not know profession. It does not know gender. It does not know culture. It doesn't know nothing. Because Susan said, there are blacks in there. There are whites in there. There are different race, people from different race in there. Let us look after our mind. It goes a long way. When I have clients, you will know when they start pouring and pouring, you know that something has shifted their thinking in so much of a negativity that they are struggling to find positivity. And that is my job, really. You have to help them. Sometimes it could be so hard. And sometimes, you finish the session, they're very optimistic and they go, and sometimes I just have to pray and send them off. They will go. By the time they're coming back the week after, they're back to square one. And it's like you have to start all over again. And sometimes you just have to, be strong yourself, because it could be quite frustrating. You leave them, they leave you optimistic, and they come back even worse than before. So some may have to go through therapy for a long period of time to even get an ounce of balance, so to say. Some it works, some it doesn't. Some, the 6 allocated weeks, there's only so much you can do in that, as such. And then to pay for therapy now, it's costing money as well. So what do we need to do? Basic. Take rest when you need to rest. Go on holidays when you need to go on holidays. Self-care. Look after yourself. Pamper yourself here and there where you have to. Relax. Shut down the computer for a minute. Some people are going on 2 weeks holiday. They will carry work laptop to go on holidays. I can never understand that. So at a university, an Asian student helped me write my course papers. He was sectioned in my second year. Can you imagine? I don't even want to tell you the one I witnessed when I went for my counseling. This person off it completely. They just jumped, where they usually would jump. And this person is, training to be a counselor as well. So there's a whole lot out there. And we need to look out for one another as well. Be your brother's keeper. The moment you start noticing this person, there's just something. And sometimes look around for the people that they're all outgoing and all of a sudden you're not hearing about them. All of a sudden they start isolating themselves. They might just be going through a mental breakdown. And if they get the right help at the right time, they might actually recover and might not even need medication. I've heard of some that, they took off, is it 2.5 weeks holiday or something, and everybody was expecting them back a certain date. They didn't come the week after, they didn't hear, people were calling and all, and then one of their team lead had to go and, check the address to go look for this person. And they found out that they were just sitting there on one spot, not moving, skinny as a bone. God knows what has happened to them. There's so many instances. Sometimes it could be as a result of accidents, it could be as a result of malnutrition, it could be as a result of catching one sickness or another, and it affects some parts of the brain. Some people could be brain tumor. There's a whole lot of reasons why people can have this mental breakdown or mental health issues. However, as much as it lies with us, sound mind, if God knew nothing of that nature would happen, I don't think there's something called, would have been called in the Bible called sound mind. It goes a long way. Not everybody has this. Let us look after ourselves. Thank you so much for all of your contribution. I'm coming to you now. I don't know who now came in, Debbie or Relationship Clinic. One of you came in first. Please, if you are the one, unmute and let's hear you. I'm not sure in what order. Was it you, Debbie? Was it you, Relationship Clinic? I need somebody to speak now. Anyways. Shan, is it not letting you come up? JC Prince, I see you. CC, thank you for stopping by. Shan, what's happening over there? You met who? Debbie. Who did you? Oh, you met her here. Okay, so Relationship Clinic, good evening. I hope you enjoyed your birthday. Where is our cake? And come and gist us what happened. Were you surprised? Or is it surprise still at a later date? Please unmute. Let us hear you. Good evening.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
The birthday went well, thank God. Yes, I was surprised beyond.
Thank you, Mr. Eno. I keep calling him Mr. Eno until I know his name. Thank you, sir. God bless you if you're listening. Is he there?
Yes, his name is Anthony.
Thank you, Mr. Anthony. God bless you. I hope he's not blushing now. This one we're thanking him publicly here. We appreciate all your love, your care, the surprises. Our sister is happy. Thank you so much. God bless you, sir. Yeah.
Okay. He heard you guys, though. Thank you, ma'am, for appreciating him.
You're welcome. So yeah, Relationship Clinic, we're talking about our mental well-being, and we're asking, is mental well-being overrated? And again, how does poor mental health, how do you think it affects decision making?
I don't know what to say. I came very late. That's number one. So I did not really hear your submission.
Yeah.
I came where Susan was talking. So I don't really have much to say. Mental health.
Do you think it's overrated? Perhaps in Nigeria, people are not even talking about mental health. It's not a thing there, or it is, but people are not paying attention, or because each society really determines how aware the society is about such topic, mental well-being. You don't want to say anything mental in Nigeria, people will run away from you, let alone being in an institution, receiving treatment and things like that. Because I know those institutions exist in Nigeria, but then nobody wants to talk about it, so to say. Tahila, good evening.
Yes, I think by default setting, if you're a Nigerian, you're also supposed to have any mental issues because the system does not even permit you. Although we have few persons who who, because I've heard of cases where people just commit suicide and just buy like that. I've heard such cases before
Thank you,
now,
Sissy.
because the system does not care whether you have mental health or whether your mental health is, I don't know how to explain it. They don't care about your mental
You're
health.
healthy.
That
Yeah.
is why you see a lecturer, you do all you can to pass the person's course, and the person will just still do it in their own way. Like there's one woman who lost her daughter because of something like this. The lady by herself. Let me not use the main word yet.
Yeah.
What happened? Her lecturer was giving her tough time. She was always complaining about the lecturer. She was putting in all her effort, and at the end of the day, it's like she faced the mass course, and she's not supposed to fail it from the story I heard, but it's like the man, because of his
He was
adamant attitude,
frustrating her. Mm.
just wanted to just prove that he's a lecturer, and that's how the girl expired herself, and the mother took the girl's corpse to the school premises. I saw the video online, and she was calling the name of the lecturer specifically. The lecturer should come and take the
Props.
body. So
Mm.
yeah, so the system in Nigeria does not even, everybody just have to be strong.
Mm.
Everybody, because where we start from, you are talking about mental health. Hey God, everybody, the government, the people, the people working, everybody, nobody cares about your mental health in this country. You are
Mm.
just on your own. If you are down mentally, just pray to God, cry. After
Mm.
you cry, clean your eyes and continue what you are doing.
Exactly.
And continue what you are doing though. So that is it. Only some few persons, not really few, sha, because if you really check the numbers of people that have actually, maybe that this mental health have had major effect on them, they're actually much, and maybe just a few ones you are seeing online on
Mm.
the internet. So
Mm.
I don't really
So,
have much.
so what do you think? If
Okay, go
somebody's
ahead.
mental health is poor, do you think it will affect their decision making, or do you think, I mean, they might have poor mental health, but they're still, adequate in their decision making?
No, no, no. Once somebody's mental health is down, it affects their life entirely. It affects the way they do things. It affects everything. They'll not be able to, like, for instance, for somebody who is going through heartbreak, that's that they have broken the person's heart into pieces. That person will not be able to do work
Function.
well. Maybe the person may go to the office, but will not be able to concentrate.
Mm.
Yes, so that's, if somebody is having a mental breakdown, there's no way the person can be able to concentrate in other aspects of their lives. Except maybe some of them will be suppressing the pain, will be suppressing it. Some of them, that's why you see that some of them will not start drinking. Like when they drink, they take away their sorrow, take away their pain. So they will not drink until they are
Once
drunk.
they're sober, they're conscious of it again. Yeah.
Yeah, just to suppress the pain and all that.
Mm.
So I would say, for if somebody's mental health is not stable,
Mm.
there's many things that will go bad. Yes, there's many things that will go bad. The person will not be able to make good decisions. In fact, the person will just be down in every aspect of their life.
Mm.
So that is my own take.
Okay. Thank you, Anna. I mean, I think I remembered one client one time. They lost their pregnancy. They lost their child, and the marriage broke up. After 7, 8 years, they found themselves in love again. And because she lost that child from the previous relationship, she said to herself, she's never ever, she made up like a vow, even never ever, gonna have any more child. And then in a new relationship, new setting, this man takes care of her. She's so in love. The guy's so in love. It was just, and all of a sudden, when she goes out and sees ladies pushing the prom of baby, she just starts crying. Would start to cry. In fact, her friends that got pregnant were scared to even tell her they're pregnant because they know how she gets when you talk baby talks and stuff like that. So you can imagine something has gone wrong there, to the point that they took time off work. They don't want to face it, like, So you never can tell. Different situations, different issues of life, it affects everybody differently. Some people will hold it and they live life. Some people, it just messes them up. Mentally, it's like their mind is just exploded and it's so difficult to bring things back together. So it's whatever you're going through, look, there's counseling, therapy for everything you're going through. I'm telling you, there's counseling for everything. This one is me. I can tell you this. I might not be professional in all of it because I have my own what is it called as well. I have my own approaches that I use, not all of it. But there's look, if you go online, especially if you're in the UK, go on counseling directory and type in there the kind of therapy you need for your kind of issue. It will come up. You will see a therapist for that. So everybody is kind of specialized because it's kind of vast. Life is vast. I can cover all aspects. My own passion really is with couples, but I still do individuals, and anxiety, depression, and all of that. If you go on my website, you will see. But there's some that you have to go to this specialty. This is their specialization, and they would help you through that. So the information is out there. Go there if you need a help. Do not be shy. Do not be in denial, because the more you keep leaving things piling up, the more you're not helping your mind, and you will not like how it's going to turn out in the end. So the earlier you can start looking after your mental well-being, whether it's via seeing a counselor, go to your doctor, let them even do a check, a clinician will do the test, an assessor will do all of that just to help you before things get out of control. So thank you, Eno, for your contributions as well. And to some people in some part of the world, there is no awareness about this mental well-being, but still you have to look after yourself. That's how I can put it. So Debbie, I'm coming to you, and probably you'll be the last one to give the submission. And again, I'm going to say, if anything you've heard has triggered for you, whatever, especially if it's on the negative side, please do reach out. Let's find time to talk about it in a space. It's always good to let things out of your mind and find, better ways of coping, changing those negative thoughts to a positive one. It does a lot of good. So Debbie, good evening, and thanks for joining in again tonight. Natural something, I see you. Let's hear you. Do you think mental well-being is overrated? Let's start with that. Don't let me bombard you with it too.
Good evening, everybody. Happy New Week.
We wish
Happy
you
Bank
the same.
Holiday.
Are you yawning or you are sleeping? Debbie, you're funny,
Both of the
oh.
above.
Okay. So let's hear your submission. Maybe we'll round off on your submission with our tongue twister today. Let's laugh. It's a deep talk today, but let's laugh a bit before we go. Beverly, I see you. Beverly Hills, good evening. So what do you think? Do you think mental well-being
Okay,
is
what was the
overrated?
question again? Do I think mental health is overrated?
Mm-hmm.
It's not even spoken about enough.
Thank you, Beverly.
We don't hammer our conversation on it enough. It's something that should be taught, spoken about, preached, prayed, taught in every way.
Yeah.
It's never overrated because it's very, very important. Sound mind, oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Sound mind is extremely important. It's extremely, extremely important. Extremely important. Thank you, Lady Susan, for that enlightenment because it is well.
It is real. It is happening.
It's something that is happening. It's something that's happening. And like you said, anything can cause it. Anything can cause it. Anything can trigger it. But at the same time, I think it can be prevented, I think.
Some.
I think it can be prevented to some level, in the sense that from the beginning, you are conscious of what seeps into your subconscious mind. You
Chips,
are
good evening.
you are jealously conscious of what seeps into your subconscious mind. What you see, what you hear, what you perceive, what you listen, things you listen to. Sometimes it sounds like it's a Christian song. Sometimes it sounds like it's a Christian encouraging word. But what they are saying is something else that you are inviting into your subconscious mind. And once it sits in, anything can happen. That's why I said I think it can be prevented as much as we are conscious of what we permit into our mind, into our soul. Because once that portal is open, anything can seep in. Guard your heart, that the Bible said.
Oh, diligence, yeah.
Guard it very well. Guard it jealously. Because at the end of the day, this thing, once it starts, like Susan said, once it starts, they really come back balance. A lot of things get affected. Even people that look after them, their family, they can't really have normal life. For some people, it's genetic. For some people, I think it's genetic for some people, but at the same time, I still think it can be managed. Once you know, the thing with a lot of us is we are, how do I put it? We see
We
everything
are in
like,
denial. We are in
yeah,
denial.
Denial, yeah.
exactly. We are in denial. We don't accept that it can happen to me, or it can happen to anybody. That's why I always say, any problem I cannot solve, once I play worship, I cry small. I have to learn to do that, because like I said to you that at a point I don't sleep. Normally I'm a late sleeper. Now imagine, as a late sleeper, you still now don't sleep.
That is not good. Insomnia.
I called myself to order when they prescribe a particular medication for me. I didn't even know what the medication is about. I just told them I was not able to sleep, blah 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 blah, and they gave me this medication. It was one of my pharmacist friend that came and saw it. He was like, "Who is depressed among you?" I was like, "What do you mean depressed?" He said, "Who is depressed?" I said, "What do you mean depressed?" He said, "This is, I think it's, I can't remember what I don't know if it's gabapentin. I don't know." He said, "This is antidepressants." What happened? I said, I just couldn't sleep very well. 2015. Oh,
Wow.
God bless you.
That's why I
I'm not
remembered.
joking.
No, as in she remembered.
No be she dey with me. Shebi, if I don't go cuckoo, no be she go.
If you see when they be pack medication, you be think she want to kill her.
Oh my goodness.
This guy was like, "No, this is." I said, "My lady, I left her more." I called myself to her. I was like, "Debbie, how old you be? How old you are? How old you see?"
She will not sleep 4 days in a row.
I'll be there, and I know. I just said to myself, like, "Debbie, as you are going,"
Hi, Glidey.
that you see, that thing just called me to order, like, nah, you can't be going like this. Whatsoever it is, you can't solve it. I just said to myself, whatsoever it is, you can't solve it. As long as you can't solve it, you don't do your best. Your best no you leave am, left farm. I have to learn to leave it. I have to learn to leave it where it is. I said before, I take paracetamol like is any little Any slight headache, I take paracetamol. If the headache refuse to go, I increase it to ibuprofen. You know, that kind of thing. I take it like it's sweet.
Jelly bean.
Imagine. I had to call myself to order that. Nah. We can't get to that level. There's still life ahead. Now person where they okay go no say tomorrow, because sometimes when this thing happen, they don't even know what's happening about their life. They don't even know what's happening about tomorrow, because they are not even themselves. They can't control anything. They can't control anything. I've seen different cases, adults or young person, and I'm like, I even saw one yesterday. My heart broke like I was like, the way she was perfectly dressed. You won't know what you don't know what's crossing their mind. Like Lady Susan said earlier, you don't even know what is going on in their head. She was really perfectly dressed, her wig sleek. Even my own hair is not as sleek as hers. I was still and 2 bus stops ahead, I just hear, I was like, woo, what's going on? Looking back, I was like, oh Jesus.
I forgot the person went to pack knife from their house.
There is one we went to pack knife. See, this thing is real.
Community treats it like it does not.
Our community treat it like it doesn't exist. It's something we shouldn't be talking about. And at the end of the day, when one or two say it, you say it's spiritual. It's the devil.
Everything is not always that.
Sometimes the devil is actually innocent. Sometimes I know the Bible says, be joyful, let the peace of God rest on your mind. I know the Bible said it, but I know in reality, your reality is not aligning with that. But at the same time, you need to understand that the reality might not be aligning with joy and peace, but there's more to lose than you losing. Yeah, there's more to lose than the ones than what you are dwelling on.
Yeah.
There's more to lose.
I think it's not knowing the value of what you have.
That's true. Yeah, it's not knowing the value of what you have that makes people get to that stage where they give up.
Sometimes, yeah.
And like I said, some situation, it's not their fault. It's not like they want to give up. It's just it's not just, but I would say, in all you do, guard your heart. Don't isolate yourself. Isolation is very bad.
It is.
Things are going fine, things are not going fine. Don't isolate yourself. Don't isolate yourself. Please guard your heart. This guard your heart is very, very important. Be mindful of what seeps into your mind, into your subconscious mind,
And what you also bring.
and what you speak on, what you bring into your
Maybe you should come and talk after Debbie speaks so that we
Because
can hear you.
the things we see online, sometimes these things, see, during COVID, you know, during COVID, once you open your phone, it's news of this happened around COVID period. No, you got to when I realized that, okay, this is what is because of is the period, I don't open my phone in the morning, and when I want to open my phone, I go straight to my Bible app or something, because at the end of the day, all those kind of things, you think, oh, it's not affecting you, but one way or the other, it's affecting you. So guard your heart jealously. Guard your subconscious mind jealously. Protect it. protect it jealously, because once anything happen, there's more to lose. There's more to lose. May God Almighty help us, because I can't say we can control what happen in life around us or something, but at least you can manage what happen with you, in your mind, in your heart, and in your soul. That you can do. You can't control what happen, what other does, but you can control how you take it, how you see it, how you hear it, and how you perceive it. You can control that. And while you can, please do it. God will help us.
Amen. Amen.
Yes, I have something to say.
Yeah, let's hear Adasa. Thank you, Debbie. I just believe that when it comes to, hello everyone, when it comes to mental health, it depends for different people. It has different underlying causes, and it's not the same. So it's a sensitive issue where we say things like, oh, you can overcome it. Yes, you can overcome it, but until you really look at the cause, the root source, because for some people it's abuse, for some it's neglect, for some it's trauma, for some is stigma, for some is debt, because debt has its own shame. If you've never held significant debt before, you will never understand the shame that being in debt carries. That's why the Bible says the borrower is a slave to the lender. See, there's something I used to say when it comes to the word of God. I believe it inside and out. And when I read some words, I go back to the dictionary to know the meaning of that word, when it is used, the purpose of its use. What happened to those who are seen in that life? Then you'll be able to understand the shame that comes with a lot of what. You can't tell a child that has gone through abuse, growing up on neglect or trauma. We are very quick to say, forget about it. But it's not your pain or your abuse. And I just say to people, when people go through pain, no matter how they try to explain that pain to you, you can never imagine it. It's like when we say, oh, it's cold abroad. They will tell you, is it as cold as the fridge? That thing pisses me off, because that means you can never have the burning thing. Yeah, people out of context tell you, oh, how cold is it? Is it like the freezer? The burning sensation on my nose, swollen leg. Do you understand? The price of the heater, I have to walk in that snow. So it's the same thing when it comes to a lot of mental health challenges. And it could be bereavement for some people. Some people, it could be stress. Some people, it could be alcohol. Do you understand? Anxiety, It's deep. depression,
It's
all
deeper
sorts.
than
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
so, and people fall into it, this situation. Some people, they didn't choose that life, they were born into it. Some people grew up in the house where people who are supposed to protect them are the one who stood against them. Some people have stepmothers who made their life so miserable that they could not even recognize themselves. Do you understand? So it's different for people, but there's something I always say to everyone. The Bible says, even if thy father and mother forsake you, and I, the Lord, will pick you up, which means there's probability that your parents may not be good people. The people will say things like, oh, they're your parents, no matter what, forgive them. When I see such comments, I know that your IQ is low. That's why I don't bother getting involved, because it has not happened to you.
Oh,
If
yeah.
it happens to you, you will extend grace and understand where the other person is coming from. Especially we who are born in the faith. We are very naively proud. I use the word naively proud because when Debbie used to take a lot of medication, I was in shock, because paracetamol, mbano, I don't take paracetamol. As long as I can eat well and sleep well, I don't have thinking brain. If I'm owing £1 million today, I will still sleep tomorrow, because as far as I'm concerned, I have prayed, I've done my best, and then tomorrow you can come for me. But today I need to sleep. We'll be talking about it. But she's not wired
That way.
like that. Do you understand? I think on Saturday I was in the sauna with my cousin, and she said she can never be an entrepreneur. And I'm like, I love it. I love the rush of the uncertainty, the craziness. And she's like, God forbid, I can never leave my work for any. And we're discussing. And as we were talking, I realized that the reason I'm comfortable in
not knowing what tomorrow holds. One, I'm a pastor's child. I've been taught from the beginning that heaven and earth belongs to God. It's in my, do you understand? We start with memory verses. We are 1. By 2, we know half of the Bible. By 4, we are reading a whole chapter. Do you understand me? It's inbuilt. Number 2, my father sells crude oil. And with crude oil, there are times where we make money, there are times where we go through loss. And we've always have a backup plan where if we leave Lagos, we go back to the family house. I've never been homeless. So I don't know the fear that, do you understand me? But when I talk about entrepreneurship, people wonder, oh, she's strong. May we never see evil. I never just see the one way past my mind. I make me they run my mouth. Do you understand me? So I think we need to show compassion. Number 1. Number 1, compassion and empathy. Number 2, if you don't understand what they are going through, pray for them and keep your mouth shut, because people are going through a lot. I grew up in a household whereby even when I was 16, 17, I wear just my panties and sit down. And my stepmom would be saying, Adasa, you need to wear, and my father would tell you, leave the child alone, she's a child. I was a child. Even when I had my first boyfriend, the boy always looked at me like, you are so stupid. I'm not. My father made sure I remained a child in my head. Even when I was 23, when the guy said to me, are you going to sleep at my place? I'll tell you yes, to sleep and wake up. Then I'll call my dad. I'm like, I'm going to so place. And it's like, no, you don't tell your father you are coming. Now you can't sleep with me because now my father know I'm coming to. Do you understand me? I am so, and that's because the way you, do you understand me? You have that covering, you have that protection. Whereas some children are running away from their own father in the only place they should be protected. Now, if they put both of us together and say, write a story about your father, I'm busy running my mouth. The guy is looking at me and saying, what did I do to God for him to have given? You know, we didn't choose parents. We came to this world and it's what we are given. Do you understand me? So I think we should apply compassion, number 1. Empathy, number 2. Let's take away pride, especially we Christian. Any little thing we call it spiritual. Any little thing is the work of the devil. I'm not saying the devil is not part of it. It comes to kill and destroy. But let's not forget that they are agent of human being. And human beings have limitation. People will tell you forgive and forget. And I tell people, God is the only one who has the capacity to blot away your sin. But me, human being, he gave me a memory capacity to, anytime I see you, I see what you do. The only difference is God with the thing is, the only power I have is to forgive you so that when I remember you, I don't go through the pain again. Because it's real. Every time I see you, my memory is real. There's a trigger effect, there's a trauma effect that runs through my body. And I tell people, the more people grow, the more they interpret the wickedness you've done to them, even the ones they don't understand when you did it. Now they know what you have done. So I say empathy, 1, 2. Let's learn to understand people. 3, let's pray over people, especially with Christian faith. If you don't understand their challenges, don't judge. Don't judge. Don't judge them. But people go through, I think some people is in their gene. And because if we say the truth, Africans, we go into people's family line before we marry them. Do you understand? We go into, our fathers will go back home to say what this is in their family, and then for them, so some people, it is in their bloodline. And we can always say it is always stress trigger. Let's put it that way. And that's why I say to people, no matter what the storm could be, no matter what the challenges is, once you have done your best, put the remaining one down. Once you have given it your best, see, I say to people who have debt, if you know the price of kidney, liver, your heart, if you know the prices that they are, you will never let anything touch them. There's nothing outside, no matter the debt you hold, because once those things fail, money cannot buy them back to replace them for you. You can even buy them and it will still not work for your body type. Do you understand me? So I think that is one of the challenges, valuing what you have, keeping your hope alive, keeping your faith on Christ. That's why a lot of us who believe in a higher power, it's easier on us when the storm of life come. And for some of us, you only take good food and sleep, and then all our stress has gone away till the next day. So I think that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Adasa. Thank you. That's why we're here on Insight, talking about these things, bringing our own level of awareness out there. I know quite a number of people have passed through this live today. At least 240 people, at least. I can see there, but I think we'll give you more update later. It's always good to be compassionate. You can't judge anyone. And I love the fact that I'm a counselor. It's one of the trainings we got. You can never judge anyone walking through those doors, because you don't know how life has been for them. Sometimes they might even be talking and it's like they're telling you your own story, but still there's an element of difference in terms of the trauma, how long it was for, the environment, and all of that. So there's no two similar situation. Even in the same household, children will go through different phases in the same household, and they come out even more traumatized than each other or something. How much more a stranger? It's not our place to judge anyone. It's not our place to condemn anyone, really. So, like Adasa said, be compassionate, try to understand, pray for people, because it's real. Mental health, it is real. Mental well-being is not everybody that have that luxury. Some people cannot sleep, but they have money. It's just all sorts, really. But for us, we're hearing, we're listening. Now, let us not be the reason why we're having a mental breakdown because we neglected ourselves or we're not looking after ourselves. Be mindful. I said, a healthy mind creates a healthy life. Is your mind healthy? Are you even aware? Where is your mental state right now? Is it good? Is it average? Is it low? Is there something challenging your well-being right now, your mental well-being? What are you doing about it? Don't just fold your arms and feel, oh, you get over it. It doesn't know any man, any woman, any gender, and like I said, any race, any color, any profession, anybody. We heard, is this Susan telling us, even of a policeman who had a mental breakdown? Some people could be as a result of an accident, some could be as a result of disease, some is cancer or whatever, all sorts of reasons why people can find themselves in an unhealthy mental state. But as much as it lies with us, let us look after ourselves. Let us protect ourselves. Talk with your children, help them build resilience, because this is one thing I've noticed with the young clients that I do have. They will always go back to their upbringing or their childhood days. Oh, this and this is the way of life. It's like nobody helping them to build, to be tenacious, to be what's the word I'm even looking for, to build resilience. So any little thing they just break down, any little thing they can't cope with life, any little thing they don't want to be here, all sorts you'll be hearing. So let us build strong-minded our children such that we can have a bit of rest. I know other things can happen in life, yes, but as much as it lies with us, you give birth to that child, look after them, help them build their mindset in a very positive way such that it will not come back to haunt you. When you're old and gray, you're supposed to be resting, enjoying life. That's when you're running helter-skelter, looking after grown-up children, so to say. But as much as it lies with us, self-care, look after yourself. Look after yourself. Everything is not all work. Take a break. Go on holidays. Eat healthily. Do the exercise if you have to. Take your multivitamins. Pray. Above all, pray to your maker. Let him keep your mind at peace. Let him give you that sound mind. That is as far as we'll go tonight. Thank you all so much for your contribution. Thank you for, let me see, I think there's a few people still there. A13, thank you. Okay, you're the one left. CC and a host of others who were there on the background. Thank you all so much for being part of Inside today. So we're going to go as usual. We'll do our tongue twister. It's a tongue twister today, not a riddle. And I've been posting it there so we can practice. Shan, I saw you. I don't know why it's not allowing it to come up. But all the same, thank you so much for stopping by. So let's try 3 times without blabbing, as fast, as clear as possible. Let us practice and let's see who is the first taker tonight. Peaceful people practice patience, protecting personal peace. 3 times without blabbing, as fast as possible, as clear as possible. And please be mindful of the words. For example, don't say practicing when it's practice. Don't say protect when it's protecting. So let's be mindful of the words. Peaceful people practice patience, protecting personal space or peace. You see now, I almost made that mistake myself. So let's see. Leslie, are you gonna go first? Show them how it's done. Shan is not in the box tonight. Or Susan, maybe we should try Susan. I said I was gonna come for you one of these days. Susan, you go first, and then Leslie, and then Debbie, and then Eno, and then Elder Kenneth. Or maybe Elder Kenneth even wants to start for us. Peaceful people practice patience, protecting personal peace. Let's see. Somebody must do this. Let's laugh. Oh, let's laugh so we can go to sleep on a good note. Yes, Debbie, come on, let's go for it.
Why are you calling me?
Because you're muted. You see yourself? Why did you now mute yourself back? Hey. And Leslie is here, always been praying for you. You know that.
I'm behaving myself. Oh. The prayer is actually, in fact, I think now is Mr. Leslie and Lady Susan that are praying for me. So the prayer is very strong.
I hear. No wahala. No wahala. Oh yeah, who is gonna go first? At least just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us left in the box. Let's try.
Okay, let's try it.
Yes.
Peaceful people practice patience, protecting personal peace. Peaceful people practice patience, protecting personal peace. Peaceful people practice patience, protecting personal peace. Is that it?
That is it, but all the same, let me just try for you.
Okay. Peaceful people. Okay. It's not fast enough.
It's okay, but you know the third peaceful. I don't know what you said there, but it's all right. Thank you.
Oh,
I think nice attempt. So I just give you that. Thank you. Nice attempt. Well done. Then you're up next. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you, everyone. 813, gracias. Thank you. Elder Kenneth, you're on mute, please. Let me see. Okay. Eno, we're waiting. After having all the surprise, eating all your cake by yourself, come and make us laugh. Or maybe Sir Anthony wants to help us. You're both laughing. I can see you both laughing there. You think your camera is off, but I can see you.
Okay, let me try.
Okay.
Peaceful people practice patience, protecting personal peace. Peaceful people practice patience, protecting personal peace. Peaceful people practice patience, protecting personal peace.
Nikini. It's what, you know? I did not say you should tell me one by one what this word is as such. Because you were doing peaceful people practice patience, protecting personal.
Are you serious?
It's,
I was fast.
it's as fast. To you, you are fast, but to us listening, you're not fast. You want to try again, or we'll just give you 2 ice cream and you and your husband can manage that? Or maybe Mr. Anthony wants to try.
Babe, you are right. Babe.
He's
You said
laughing.
no. Okay, let me do it again.
Okay, try faster and clearly.
Peaceful people practice patience, protecting personal peace. Peaceful people practice patience, protecting personal peace. Peaceful people practice patience, protecting personal peace. Peaceful people practice patience, protecting personal peace.
Yes, it's pitiful people. Pitiful. They are really pitiful indeed. Well done. Well done. Oh, well done. Elder Kenneth, Leslie, one of you must do this. The ladies have tried. One of you, maybe we should do family meeting now. Who's going to go on behalf of the men? And then we'll call it a night. Yeah, thank you. Leslie, Elder Kenneth, who's going to go? Where is Shan? I know the thing did not let her come in, to be honest. Yeah, she's gone now. I saw her. She was there and we'll try bringing her up, but it wasn't. Leslie, what's happening? Elder Kenneth, what's happening? Mania, I see you. Okay, since they don't want to respond, the ladies have done it today. Thank you, every single one, for your contribution. Really appreciate everyone tonight. Yeah, we'll call it a night tonight. Thank you so much. Guys, let's look after ourselves. Self-care matters. Go on holidays when you have to. Do not be losing holidays. You work 365 days a year. Only you all the time. Why? Find somewhere to go, and if not, just book the holiday, stay at home and sleep, eat and sleep, and rest. Let this brain rest and recuperate so that you can go back and give your best shot again, so that your level of productivity would increase. Thank you all so much. I wish you well. Enjoy the rest of the week. We'll be back again on Thursday by the grace of God, where we'll be talking about marital issues. God helping all of us, really. We only have one life to live, and we have to get it right. Otherwise, we will not enjoy the essence of living. Let's pray to God. Remember, He's your maker, and let His word, guide us, give us that peace, hope, and strength and faith that we need to live each day as it comes. Thank you all so much. Have a lovely, lovely night rest. We'll be back on Thursday by the grace
Mr.
of
Leslie
God.
has some news. Let him do the tongue twister, mister.
Yes, okay. Come on, Leslie. See, I'm clapping for you already.
Sorry, I was engaged.
And now you are engaged here, so yeah. Let me
me go for it
repost
now.
it.
I can see it.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. All right, let me go. Peaceful people practice patience, protecting personal peace. Peaceful people practice patience, protecting personal peace. Peaceful people practice patience, protecting personal peace.
Look at you now.
I cut my tongue there.
Yeah, that's
I
why
cut my tongue.
it's a tongue
Don't help me.
twister. You want to
This
try
is real tongue
again?
twister. I'll do one more time for my tongue. My tongue is well.
Drink water and calm down, yeah?
I'm calm. It's just the thing is
It's a tongue
this is
twister, isn't it?
yes, it is. It really is. All right, let's go. Peaceful people practice patience, practice protecting personal patience. Hey, Lord have mercy. I didn't watch it up more now. Let's do one more time. Peaceful people practice patience, protecting personal peace. Peaceful people practice patience, protecting personal peace. Peaceful people practice patience, protecting personal peace.
Why
I'm
did you
done.
say
Thank you.
pitiful? I'm hearing pitiful.
I'm good.
It's peaceful, oh, not pitiful. I'm sure it's pitiful. Anyway, let's just pity you and give you one rose. Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. I wish us well. Enjoy the night rest. We'll be back on Thursday, 8 p.m. UK time by the grace of God. Good night, everybody. Thank you, Kenneth. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Adasa. Eno, thank you, Mr. Anthony on the background. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you. Thank you, Cece, Shan. Thank you, everyone. God bless you. Inside. Good night. Susan, thank you so much.